story behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty
The college had it because it was easiest one to block porn.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Honda and Nissan owners or lessees can receive payment from legal settlement to allegedly defraud your vehicles. To see if your vehicle is in
She said I have a laptop.
Go to Auto Airbags.
Are you saying my laptop is on my desk?
That's AutoAirBagSettlement.com or
I think she was confused.
5596. Your
I
shop
can't remember where she lives. She lives down in Sleeping Mountain someplace. It's a whole community she lived in. She had knee stuff. She had to wear like braces for a few weeks. Yeah, usually. I mean, it depends on what's going on. Yeah. It was very successful.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We have a lot to talk about today, as usual. But if you get your calls in, we'll get to all of your calls, no matter what the topic. If someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off, if you need help, if you need information, if you need referrals, we're here to help you in any way we can. All you have to do is call. And we've been doing this for, like 40 years in Denver, and recovering literally hundreds of millions of dollars. Not 1 million, not 100 million, but hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. I love talking about things near and dear to our heart and pocketbook. I like solving problems. We have some really good follow-ups today. If ever you hear a problem on this show and you say, I wonder whatever happened with that thing, and you didn't happen to hear the follow-up, call us. We'd love to fill you in. We love it. It's like a soap opera around here. We have continuing sagas. We had this moving nightmare the other day that I heard we got resolved. We're going to talk about. We have so many problems in the works. Deputy Dan works on some. We got Deputy Clint working on some. Deputy Craig working on some. And then, of course, Daff, the pit bull, and the woodpecker, she just never lets up. 303-713-TALK. We also have people in need all the time calling, desperately in need. We've done some GoFundMe projects, and I have two up there now. Suzanne, do you know if our attorney got together with that guy trying to adopt his daughter? Dan is trying to adopt his daughter.
Yes, and Bonnie Shields.
And Bonnie Shields.
Yes.
I'd like to get a follow-up on that.
They were meeting this week. I don't know that we have an update yet.
That's good if they're meeting this week.
Okay.
Because Bonnie Shields is taking on that case. He wants to adopt the daughter he had since she was 3. He's married to the biological mom, but the biological dad was opposing it. He's in prison. Opposing it. He's in prison for 37 years, but he wants to remain the dad. He wants to remain with visitation. He's in jail for 37 years for child pornography and molesting and exploitation of children. 40,000 items of pornography found on his computer. He was distributing it. He's in prison, and he has the nerve to fight for custody, to keep custody. And this real dad, the one who had her since 3, married biological mom, wants to be the dad, and he is fighting. That's what we have, a GoFundMe. And I believe if you go to GoFundMe, it's a /fight for adoption. Fight for adoption. We have another one. We're trying to get a dog home. I'd like to get a follow-up on that. We are raising money to get a dog home. A missionary family in Ghana, they were ripped off by a travel company, thousands of dollars, plus they got their travel arrangements screwed up, and they adopted a little dog when they were on their mission to help the kids adjust. On the way home, the dog was stopped in Miami and sent back to Ghana because he didn't have the right paperwork. You see, it's easier to get in if you're a person and just just wear a sombrero and come in. But if you're a dog, you can't even get in because you don't have the paperwork. So this guy was sent back to Ghana, and he's in a shelter there. We're trying to get the dog back to reunite with the family. You may not think it's earth-shattering. It's great. And we have a GoFundMe, and in fact, we got to get that money to the people in Ghana to ship the dog. We're still trying to gather a little more, and that, I believe it is Get Dog Home or Get the Dog Home on GoFundMe. So please help us out. We're also going to talk about the 20th annual Thanksgiving dinner for the homeless and needy at East Denver Bible Church. Oh my gosh. These people do such a wonderful job, Pastor Lauren and his wife Kathleen. They do such a great job. They had a church that development came through and bought that church, but they moved. They're now at 5500 East 26th Avenue. Pastor Lauren, where is that? 26th and what?
It's 26th and Hudson in Park Hill.
Park Hill. And do you have a facility just as big as the one you had?
No, we don't.
No?
We're making it work.
Okay.
So.
Are you still feeding the hungry every day you help? Or are you still...
We go out into the hotels a couple days a week, and then the homeless hotels. And
do you have services there?
Yes, and then food bank on Sunday.
This has become like a church for the homeless, and they do this wonderful dinner and this outreach. This year it's going to be Saturday, November 18th, is it? Is that what I'm reading?
Yes, Saturday, November 18th from 11 to 4, and then Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, starting at 11 again.
On the 22nd.
And then we'll give the food boxes out on Sunday after church.
On Sunday, the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, so to find out more about this, well, if you're, the homeless are going to be there, but you need donations and volunteers. What do you need?
We've got a whole list here of things there.
Okay, so you need butter, margarine, turkeys, gravy, canned vegetables, milk, pies, potatoes, juices, soda, tea, coffee, rolls, paper. You need everything.
We do.
Paper plates, cups, plastic, and you, of course, anything to help cook all of this. And you've never failed yet. You've always had people come through. We need volunteers. Where do they contact you to donate this
Well,
stuff?
they can either call my number at 303-916-3246, or my wife, she's probably better, 303-916-3214. And one of the things that we could really use is drivers with vans, because we got to go find the people. And then there's what we found out in this location is we also will take the food to them. So if we find the tent set up and...
All right. So for the families, that always call us and say, what can we do? We'd like to help people. This is one of the best, no-frills, direct-to-the-people organization I have ever seen. We're not talking about big fancy offices or artwork. We're not talking about giant churches. We're not talking about marble-lined offices. We're talking about people who get down and dirty, and they sacrifice themselves. Trust me, this is not a big, giant megachurch bleeding money. They need help. This is the real deal. Please help them. And I'm going to give out this information through the show. Please help. And then we'll also put it on our social media. I'm going to ask you, Daff, to write these up, to get a copy over there and write these up for our social media. Okay? So, now, the most important thing we have today, in addition to your consumer problems, we're talking about stem cells. Don't roll your eyes. Don't say, oh my God. Because if you're not in pain, you might think, I don't need to know anything. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to please call with any concerns about stem cell therapy, and I'm going to tell you why. It's perhaps one of the biggest rip-offs to come along in medicine in a long time. As soon as people heard about stem cell, all of these clinics jump on the bandwagon saying, oh, we do stem cell therapy, and they don't do stem cell therapy. I define stem cell therapy as using stem cells. Wouldn't that be logical? And all the clinical trials are on stem cells, living stem cells. Now, I'm not telling you that amniotic fluid doesn't have a benefit or other growth factors don't have benefits. They have benefits, but they're not the same as living stem cells. Unfortunately, I'm just going to come right out and say it, most of the clinics around the country who are doing this are run by chiropractors. Now, I'm not going to indict all chiropractors, but for some reason, chiropractors saw this as a dollar sign, and so they decided to get into stem cell therapy, except their license doesn't allow them to do orthopedic medicine, and they can't do injections, and they can't harvest stem cells, so they get together and they market themselves as stem cell therapy because they have some fluid shipped in, and then they hire a nurse practitioner or someone to give the shots. Very seldom, if ever, is there an MD on the premises. And they don't use guidance either. They do blind injections. Oh, your shoulder hurts, let me inject it. This is how they're running their place. And they call themselves stem cell therapy. So I'm telling you right now, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Now, you may not be plagued with any pains. You may not have painful joints. You may know someone who does. Almost everyone. You may have an elderly parent, an aunt or an uncle, grandparents. This is important because many people only have one shot at this, and they save their money, and I want them to get the most for their money. That's what's really important. This thing is really, really exploding around the country, but most of the clinics are flat out ripping people off. We're going to talk about that, plus Rhonda with a storage unit. Sherry wants to talk about a problem with a contractor. Again, every day we hear this. Took $11,000. I'll bet you $1 million she didn't use the referral list. We have so many calls to get to. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK.
Oh, perfect.
So blind.
Was there something else you wanted to
No, I'm sorry that I didn't.
So you want me to put this on Facebook?
Yeah, but yeah, I want you to write something up.
Do you want me to write it up under your?
Yeah, well, I want you to give just the basics right now. Please help us help others. That's what I want you to say. Help us help others. We've known this church for years. They're the real deal. Okay, stress that. And then what they need. We're asking for volunteers to donate, give this, and then for further information, call. Not just to donate, but even to help in the outreach program. If they're looking to do something special for the holidays, if you want to write it up, I can always edit it, okay? But at least get it up on Facebook and the rest.
Instagram.
You got to find a photo for Instagram, something Thanksgiving for Instagram.
Okay.
Or homeless, whatever.
Or a turkey.
Whatever you like.
Turkey.
You have good taste. Whatever you want to do. That captures attention.
You may be eligible for a clinical research study being conducted to test the safety and effectiveness of an investigational medication that can help to reduce the occurrence of major CVD events.
Okay, is it called Troubleshooter up here?
For patients with or at risk.
The Wi-Fi Troubleshooter, it's called. Your Wi-Fi that you use. Because I don't use Wi-Fi. Yeah, you're using our Troubleshooter. Oh, but you're not on. Okay,
I'm on the hardline.
Put out our password over the broadband, but is it the same as downstairs?
It should be the same as downstairs.
Is it number one? Where is Mark?
Have you or your neighbors had leaks in their pipes? Many people don't realize that these problems are caused by old pipes that are.
Can you ask him to please text me the password for the Wi-Fi up here, the Troubleshooter Wi-Fi up here? It's
over 30,000 homeowners just like you are replacing their
old pipes. I guess it just connected. It said I wasn't connected, but I'm here.
1 or 2 days to repipe
I don't know.
the entire home.
It said I wasn't
Repatch the
connected.
walls and give you a lifetime guarantee. And in celebration of 20 years of repiping, right now on approved credit,
Yeah,
Put it in your eye.
it's working now, dear. I got it. I'm a little flustered because this computer's not working. I'm looking.
Can I get those back?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I got it.
888-639-3408. 888-639-3408. Smith Farm is a good place for gun owners and enthusiasts like you and me. Whether it's
Those of us that have a lot of extra.
Are
we there yet?
Gunsmith at Large is the place to
Yeah,
go.
we could.
When I say customization, I'm talking about things like turning a clock into a
What's going on?
Yeah, got 6 fusions.
You're in so much. You're miserable. I mean, it's for years it's been. The amount of pain pills could kill somebody. I mean, it's amazing that you function the way you do.
I'm here.
But you're in a lot of pain. Come on, man.
Where the fusion?
L5, that's going up to about 3
But
now.
tell me how many surgeries you've had, Clint.
6, but it's only the first one that I had the spinal cord injury from causing the trouble. And that's
It's ideal calling in today.
So they hit a nerve.
yeah. I broke my back and neck.
If I could have the third hour, I could start squeezing on it.
Yeah, I'm on pain management, but
Honest analysis in the afternoon.
but I know that this is the future for me.
Yeah, well, we treat a lot of folks. Obviously, looking at grandma.
Did you ask about Salisbury?
No, it's ideal calling in.
I don't know yet.
I'm all screwed up.
I'll find out for you.
This computer.
Your gal isn't answering, so I'll just keep...
Hi! One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs. If you get up and your garage door doesn't open, you say, oh my goodness.
If you get up and your garage door doesn't open, you say, oh my goodness, a broken spring most likely. Anything, emergency, or you just want a safety inspection, complimentary. They'll write up a complete report on your garage door if you mention the Troubleshooter. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. For openers, for doors, for everything in between. 303-565-6409. 565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All right, let's go to a call, and then we talk about stem cell therapy. And, of course, if you have any questions at all, we want you to call. You can also use the number 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Sherry, is it Cherry?
It's Cherie, actually.
Oh, Cherie, what's going on?
Well, yes, I wish I would have known about your referral list. I think it would have saved me a lot of hassle.
We are really stepping up the game with advertising because we have so many new residents and so many other people new to the show. So anyway, what did you do? Where'd you find the contractor?
So we found him on Thumbtack, and
I spend most of my... I should charge Thumbtack, Home Advisor, Nextdoor. I should charge all of these, Angie's List, for doing their PR. So what happened?
So he had good references, and we were actually interested. I needed to finish part of our basement. I live in Aurora with my 2 kids who are 15 and 17, and they currently share a bathroom. And so I was looking to just do a partial finish of my basement. I couldn't afford to do the whole thing, so we had found a contractor on Thumbtack. We had him come in and do just a couple small jobs for us. He had done a good job. And so we had talked with him about the basement, and he had showed us pictures of basements he had done in the past and work that he had done. And
well, it's not like you were blind. You used him a little, so I can see where you built some trust. What happened then?
So we signed a contract with him on June 13th for him to do a partial finish of our basement.
Okay.
The cost
did he want money up front?
He did. He wanted the money for supplies up front and then half deposit on labor.
Well, shouldn't have done it. It's okay. When people say that, you say, no, sorry. Nope. If you don't have credit, if you can't get supplies, no. Or you pay by credit card. Here's another thing you can do. You can say, I'll pay for materials. I'm talking to people who are not calling in, and Cherie will try to help you. You say, we'll pay for materials when delivered. Okay? So when materials are delivered, we'll pay. We'll pay as you go. We'll pay when you start. But why should someone get half money up front for labor they haven't even done? Why is that? And why should they get money for materials before they even bought them? It's just a recipe for disaster. And again, it's terrible. If it's a custom order, yeah, you can pay. Credit cards are protection. So right now, you paid how much total?
So total at this point, I've paid $11,000.
Did you get a copy at least? Because you're doing business like this, and it's 11 grand. You don't know the guy. Did you get a photocopy of his driver's license so you can skip trace him?
No, I did not.
Mm-hmm. Did you get his name, information, did you get any information about him whatsoever, even a credit card number to see if he has credit? I'm serious. You know, people think, well, what the hell are you talking about? You know what? People check us out all the time. We can check them out too. So did you get anything that will help us track him down?
I have his business card that has his phone number.
What's his name?
His name is John Mendoza.
John Mendoza, okay. And what is his address? Where? What part of town?
He is in Aurora as well.
That's all I
and
need
it
to
is-
know. You don't need to give me the address. Aurora.
Oh, okay.
Does he have
Yep.
Does he have an office there, or is that his home? Do you know?
That's his home, I believe.
Okay. So when's the last time you heard from him?
Last time I heard from him is we went back and forth via
Just when the
email.
last time? The last time.
Friday, September 29th.
Okay, the 29th. And when did you give him the money?
I gave him the money on the 13th.
Okay. It's likely.
Of June.
It's likely you gave him the money June, and
Yep.
okay. It's likely, you know, he doesn't have the money. You know that, and it's likely that you're never going to get it. We will try to help you any way we can, and we've been successful in some cases. Does he call you back now?
No.
Did you report him to the district attorney for a violation of the Contractors Trust Act?
I have not. I
Well,
wasn't really sure
that's a
what
crime.
options I had.
That's a crime.
Okay.
Are you in Arapahoe County?
I am, yes.
Okay. I want you to call the Arapahoe County DA. And I want to know what they say. This is $11,000. This is no small thing. John Mendoza. Let's try calling him, okay?
Okay.
Suzanne will call. Hold on a sec. We'll try to help you. Listen, this is very easy to remember. Referrallist.com. You have recourse. You have us checking them. You have us monitoring them. You have... I'm telling people, I am tired of ripoffs. Go to referrallist.com. I am tired of ripoffs. You people who listen to this show, you hear this every single day. Every single day. Dr. Chris Centeno, thank you so much for being here, okay? You started with stem cell therapy research when, Dr. Centeno? Because so many people hear about it. When did you start looking into it?
Yeah, we were the first in the world to do this work in patients in 2005.
You were the first in the world. I know that. People told me that.
Yeah.
In fact, people at Harvard told me that. You were the first. And as with any pioneer, you know, it's the kind of thing that gets attention because everyone's wondering, what the heck is he doing? What even gave you the idea to do this? Obviously, there were white papers out, there were research papers out saying that stem cells are marvelous.
Yeah, we looked at some research in 2004 that you could regrow a new low back disc if you're a rabbit. And
that was in 04, and then what happened?
And then we got together with some folks at CSU and started working on using stem cells and translating really...
When was that?
That was in 2005. What was happening in horses into human patients. And so we did that for 2 years, and it was working out well, and then we started to actually treat patients after that.
And that would be?
About 2007.
Okay. Now, what did you do to get stem cells at that time?
You know, what we still do today, it's a bone marrow aspiration. So that means that we numb up the back of your hip.
You take it out.
We take it
bone
out,
marrow.
what looks like thick blood,
okay,
and that's where they live.
All right. Now, living stem cells have the ability to what? What do they do? I mean, people think you just get them anywhere and they do something, but they don't really.
Yeah, there's two things that they do. On the one hand, they're like a general contractor in that they can oversee a repair response. On the other hand, they can turn into the bricks and mortar and turn into a tissue.
How do they know what to turn into?
Based on environmental clues, the kind of cells that are next to them, lots of different things.
So stem cells have been good for what? What have you actually seen the most wonderful results with?
You know, we've treated lots of different things, everything from different types of arthritis to ligament tears.
But what are some of the things when people come in you think to yourself, oh, great, they're going to love it?
You know,
there must be something.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of different things. One of the more amazing things I've ever seen is knee ACL tears. A patient who would be a surgical candidate for having their ACL that's torn, taken out, and replaced surgically.
So have you actually seen ACL tears repaired?
Yeah, an MRI. So afterwards, they're read out by the reading radiologist as normal ACL.
And no pain?
And no pain, no problems, no failure, etc. So yeah, it works pretty well.
Wow. ACL tears. Okay, so where would be the least efficient place where it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does?
Probably severe hip arthritis is an area that's dicey.
Okay. How do you feel about the clinics now out there, mostly run by chiropractors, having nurses do this, shipping in what they call stem cells?
It's out of control. It is literally the Wild West, meaning that you see these flashy ads, and as you brought up, what they're injecting is usually amniotic fluid or some sort of amniotic membrane product. Bottom line is we've tested those because we were really interested to see if they had stem cells.
They have some benefit.
And they have some benefit as growth factors, but there was no living cells at all.
No,
these were all dead tissue products.
They're not. And once in a while there might be 1 or 2 cells that survive. And, I actually had a clinic show me something that said they found 30 cells. Now we're talking about millions and millions of cells in some of this. And they were bragging because, whoa, we found 30 cells this time. Seriously.
Yeah, and listen, in order to do this work, and we have a multi-million-dollar research lab as part of the practice, so unless you've got a multi-million-dollar research lab, you're not going to be able to tell what's in this stuff.
Now, if you have any questions, give us a call. We do have some emails I'll get to, but I also want to get to your calls. Again, if you have a problem, all you have to do is call 303-713-TALK. Suzanne, did you try calling that bum contractor?
I'm going to have Clint do that on break.
Okay, good. We'll have Clint do that. And speaking of Clint, he worked on a moving problem, and I'm talking about a terrible problem. And he worked on it, and I think he's made some progress, which we love to hear about. Speaking of medical things, we have Dr. Centeno today. Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa are audiologists who have Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. I am so psyched about Dysynchra. It's a new therapy, relatively new therapy for tinnitus. Now, the FDA doesn't call anything a cure, unless it's had years and years of research. But so far, this is a permanent solution. Let's put it that way. People have used it, have had tinnitus go away and not come back. And I think some of the trials are going on 20 years. Now, even if it does come back in several years, you get to keep this therapy once you do it. And it's an audio therapy that literally rewires the brain to ignore that sound. It doesn't mask it, it rewires. We also have other areas of treatment. They have, of course, hearing devices if you need them, or they have other things for tinnitus if your tinnitus falls outside the range of Dysynchra. Bottom line, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163. The only place that gives free, no-obligation trials on any hearing device, 303-534-0163. It's unusual to do commercials about this because if you're an addict, you're not going to listen. I hope.
So, is this the first one you're having in your new facility?
Second one. They did last year also.
From top to bottom, they
And we must, so that we did miss a year. I didn't think we missed a year in recent history, but we must have because we were.
Yeah, we weren't good, but we had some wonderful contacts because of this station. We very much appreciate it.
Well, we're going to keep that. I can't believe your phones aren't lighting up if you can fix ACL tears.
Well, that doesn't mean they won't call. They just don't necessarily have to call to ask for questions. An ACL tear is an ACL tear, right? No, there's not a lot of questions.
I'm just curious, is anybody on the football with all that stuff going on? Do you ever have football players that you've been able, or is that just do it?
Yeah, we do. We come to the office. There's 100 photos on the wall, we've treated. But yeah, we've treated many NFL guys.
You know, a lot of these other clinics, they go and they get to a ball player and say, "We'll give you free therapy.
Did you know you can refinance
Give us an endorsement.
85% of your home?
The ball players here free.
This could allow you to start saving hundreds.
What do I have to lose, right?" And they start doing therapy and do endorsements. And
rates are expected to increase again before
I've talked to some of them because I've had a few reach out to me and say, "We're wondering if you would endorse our clinic." And I talked to these guys, and they don't know anything about it. They're just spokespeople. And some of them didn't really even have that much of a problem. Because, it's amazing to me how little they put into endorsing something. It was just amazing to me. This one guy was so sincere, but he truly didn't know the difference between PRP, stem cell therapy, or amniotic fluid. He had no idea. And it just so happens he has a good clinic behind him, but he had no idea which one was good, why it was good.
Schedule a new patient appointment today. Mention my name.
And then we have some that just blindly endorse people just for the money.
Visit Make my dentist, Willow Creek Dental, your dentist. November is the time when you really start to...
Man, I can really hear these voices speeding up now. It's noticeable now.
Black Friday window sale. I'm Ted Coates from Renewal.
You know, I just heard Dave Logan and my voice. They're speeding up spots a tiny bit.
It raises an octave, like, you know.
It's not necessarily an octave, but it is. And you can hear, because I know how I record them. So all of our commercials are sped up a little. You know, people always accuse TV and radio of upping the volume on commercials. They don't do that really, but they do speed them up so they can fit more in the day.
But until the 24th, you'll get $330
How much is it sped up?
every window and $900
How much is it sped up?
And don't pay anything for it.
Microscopically incremental.
Yeah, I guess
it's enough that I believe at the end of the day, if they can get 2 commercials in, 2 more in a day, and that's 365 days. You know, you increased your inventory by 700. You know, I mean.
Health insurance or you pay a fine. Besides, it's just a good idea. And you only have until January 12th. I recommend Integra Insurance. And it won't cost you any extra money. You don't get discounts going direct, but you do get confused. Call Integra Insurance, a state-approved broker and enrollment center. They'll recommend the best plans for you. I use them. Do it now. Time is running out. Integra, 303-466-5500 or IntegraInsurance.com.
This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Honda and Nissan owners or lessees.
Wait, Dan, we didn't talk to the guy in the air, though, about the taxidermist, right?
Yeah, we did. A long time ago we did.
Oh, but not when they were in Vegas.
Right. No. I called him up, and he still hadn't heard anything. And he
wanted to know if they were on the air, right?
Right.
What happened to that guy?
He still hasn't got it back. I just emailed him.
Did he already pay for it?
Oh, yeah.
And he sent in what was it, a fish?
Moose.
A moose. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And the guy says it's going to be, he says, I'll call him again tomorrow and stuff and see what it is, but still nothing. If he doesn't get it tomorrow, we can, like I say, put it in and get an update on the air. But it was supposed to be done last week. It was a month after we had originally put him on the air.
How about a taxi?
It's a short fare from your
He says he keeps on giving him the same excuse. He's going
broke,
not enough help.
This is terrible.
Sean Hannity
Is he out of town?
Glenn Beck tonight at
Yeah, they're up in
only on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
He did get it done cheaper than what other people would do.
Well, he's not getting it done. That's why it's cheaper.
That's right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Pastor Lauren and Pastor Kathleen Richmond, they're both with us from East Denver Bible Baptist Church, and they need help for Thanksgiving. They feed the homeless all year. They do church services for the homeless all year. On Thanksgiving, of course, they have extra people to feed, and they ask for donations of actual stuff. Now, if you want to donate money, that's fine, but these people, their heart is in their work. This is a 100% to the people ministry. In fact, don't you guys even have don't you have secular jobs that you support your ministry? You do. It's Pastor Lauren, you work.
I work security for Littleton Public Schools.
You work. I mean, you really work hard, and he has a full-time job, and then he does this ministry. So, you know, butter, turkeys, gravy, vegetables, anything you can think of. Milk, pies, potatoes, juices. If you need to know more, please look them up. Well, Hawks, you don't have a website? We got to get you a website. Okay,
I'm just lousy at that stuff.
Oh, my God, you don't have a website. We're going to get you a website. I'm going to do that for you. A very simple website where people can contact you. Not for this drive. We don't have time. But let's mark that on our to-do list to get you up and running on a website, and we will take care of all of it for you. Okay, here it is. Please take down this number if you can help. 303 916. Did you say the... No, this is the better one, his wife. 303-916-3214, right? 303-916-3214.
Tom?
Yes, the contractor.
Yes, we called and he said...
Cherie. I'm not sorry. She's right here. Go ahead.
He said it was the wrong number.
Are you kidding me?
So she's going to be an uphill battle for that.
Cherie, we got to sting this guy. Here's what we have to do. Okay. We have to sting him. We have to find a location and have him come there and at least get him on tape and get him. He took 11 grand from Cherie.
What did he do?
Thumbtack she went to. That's yet another list we should add to our list. And he did nothing. Well, he did some odd jobs before that. But 11 grand and he said we have the wrong number? What's the wrong number? You know, I mean, that's weird. Tell me the wrong number.
It's 720-366-4053.
Now.
4058.
Oh, my gosh.
That's not what it is. Maybe I misread the card. Pardon me.
Hold on. It was the wrong number. Hold on. Don't call any numbers. Don't call any numbers. Let's try it again. That is her one mistake for the year. I thought she was going to get through the whole year. We're almost there, but she didn't. She did not get through the whole year. Doggone it, and it's November. You could have almost gotten through the whole year. Mark, you're going on the whole year right now.
Every year.
Yeah, right. 303-713-8255. Rhonda, what's going on with you, Rhonda?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
What's the nightmare, Rhonda?
August 3rd, I went into my storage unit to put some things in, and I was making some adjustments in there.
Okay, how long had you had the unit?
I've been living at this apartment complex for 10 years.
Okay, and you had this unit for 10 years?
Yes.
And the storage is the storage part of the apartment complex?
It's right next door to my apartment.
Okay, so it's not part of it. It's a separate public storage place.
Right outside my door.
Okay, here's what I need to ask you, because there's a different set of laws. Is it owned and run as part of your apartment complex in your lease? Do you get it because you're renting there, or is it a separate company? I don't care where it's located. Is it a separate company?
No, I get it because I'm leasing here.
Good. That's really important, because that's a different set of laws. What's going on? You went into storage August 3rd. You've been there 10 years. What happened?
I was adjusting some things in the storage unit.
Yeah.
And I hit a sprinkler valve that was up in the in the ceiling.
No.
I didn't even know it was there.
Oh no! What happened?
It was a mess. It was like Niagara Falls in there.
So did it ruin everything?
It ruined everything.
And you know they're not. You know they're not liable for that. You know that, right?
Okay. I figured I would be because I hit it.
Yeah.
But my thing is that the bill is just crazy. I'm on disability.
What bill? They're charging you for that?
They're charging me for damages.
If you had renter's insurance, it would have helped. You don't have renter's insurance, I take it, Rhonda.
I don't.
How much are they charging you, dear?
$7,609.
Well, you know that you really know that that's impossible, right? Yeah, I mean, you're never going to come up with that money.
I think they were hoping that I would move or just run away.
Well,
I've had people tell me that I should leave, but my thing is that that would follow me. They could still come after me.
Well, that's why you might want to consider a bankruptcy. This is what bankruptcies are for. People who are in possible situations. You know, not for people who say, hey, I'm going to go out and charge up my cards and go bankrupt. It's for people with medical problems, unemployment, death in the family, divorce. I mean, obviously there are people who take advantage of it. Or with people like you, this happened. You know, you made a mistake. But literally, $7,000 may as well be $100,000 for you. You're on disability. You don't have the money. You could do a bankruptcy. I could see if I can get someone to do it for you I don't know, on a very, very reduced plan because you're on disability. I can call Wink and Wink. They're great people. But you're going to have to do that, Heather. To get it off your plate, you're going to have to do it. Now, the good thing is you may be judgment-proof. In other words, if you have a disability check, I don't think they can come after it. I don't think they can.
if I could say, the property manager, she and I spoke on the phone, and she asked me, well, you're going to have to take care of this. What can you do? And because feeling pressured, I said I can try to do 300. And there was no way. I called twice.
Wait, 300 what? 300 a month?
Yeah.
Well, you listen, do you really believe, if you want to do that, that's fine, but I'm telling you that you could probably do a bankruptcy for 600. Listen, Heather, I'm just trying to help you. Somebody on disability who made a mistake shouldn't have to do this. They have insurance, and the insurance company is going to come after you if you've damaged any other people's stuff. And you should have renter's insurance. You really should. Yes. Are they going to evict you? Do you think they're going to evict you, Rhonda?
I think so, and I also went to Section 8 because I'm on Section 8. And
Section 8,
yeah.
they make you pay.
They'll pull that voucher.
They'll pull the voucher if you don't pay.
They said that they would. They said that I had to work something out with them, or otherwise I could lose my Section 8.
You could do a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and the payments might be $10 a month. I'm serious, based on your income. You need to talk to Wink and Wink. You do. You need to talk to them. Heather, you're in a not Heather, Rhonda. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the other line. Rhonda, you're in a no-win situation. Here's their number. It's winkandwink.com, a husband and wife team, Mike and Gigi. They're great people. And this is why they have laws like this. 303-410-1720. 303-410-1720.
Make sure to tell them about that voucher, though, Gigi.
Yes, because if you do a 13, I believe that you can say, I am taking care of it legally. Now, we have an update or something. Did you call we'll do it coming up. You did call the contractor. We got the right number, and we can do that and talk about that in just a minute.
The contractor, he answered the phone real weak. Which one are we talking about? Mendoza? Okay, so what did he say? He said he's in the hospital and call me back. I just gave my name and personal number, so you're, be careful. This is terrible.
2 cameras dropped off. I restarted.
Which one?
2 cameras dropped off. I got this one.
Where were they dropped?
Suzanne's dropped right away, and then Tom's. So this is the hardwire. There's all hardwires that I got.
Oh, it must have something.
Actually, and I could restart it, but it freezes everything when it does it for 5 minutes.
Doctor, is there anything you really want to say? And throughout this time, that you want to make sure I hit? That is important. Can you tell me?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just, this is massive consumer fraud.
Okay, we're in agreement there.
This dead tissue, there's no stem cells. We actually recorded one of these seminars that they gave. They're giving seminars all over the place. And the guy said the word stem cells like 30 times.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gone to a Stem Cell Institute of America seminar?
Yeah, we went to them. We recorded stem cell. This is where we get our stem cells. That we inject our stem cells.
Is that what was just recently advertised? There was somebody coming into town and doing one of those.
Yeah,
well,
they advertise full page ads in the paper, et cetera. So
unfortunately,
it's all dead tissue, so there's no stem cells. A little bit like saying,
who's that?
The Republicans. I just can't get over this.
2019. But anyway, so long story short is that's the big thing. It's just this is a massive consumer fraud, and kind of consumer fraud you don't really see.
Why is the FDA just a small thing? When I do commercials, the FDA is so hell-bent on every detail, then why are they letting people say stem cell therapy when there's no stem cell?
It's whack-a-mole.
But instead, they go after people who are using stem cells, who want to concentrate them more, trying to get them, they'll manipulate too much.
And they'll get there, believe me. They just look.
But they're going after the good guys. I'd rather somebody be busted for trying to concentrate them than somebody who has none.
Or for line 1.
I mean, I'd rather, what I'm saying is, people who have none, they're lying, cheating fools.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just consumer fraud.
Your current rate without the tax deduction, Why? Take aim.
Mark, did you like that panel I put together for you last night?
We have a guy,
and the wording
who was
say ad Facebook. I sent you back.
who was a groundskeeper.
It's running.
They charged
What's bugging you right now? What's on your mind?
Just reading this, nothing.
Oh, I thought you were.
No.
That's actually a good story.
They just have a hell of a time. I finally just went to. I just went to traffic, so I got it. I finally understand how.
That's actually a good story. You know, we have a patient who's a groundskeeper. Obviously, doesn't make a lot of money. He got charged $14,000 by a chiropractic clinic downtown to inject 3 joints. Obviously, it didn't work. He's out for $14,000. I don't know where he even got the $14,000 to begin with, because he really doesn't make a lot of money at all. So we're talking about $11,000 probably on a contractor. These guys took $14,000, had a nurse inject 3 joints, nothing happened, and he's out for $14,000.
Walgreens has good news for everyone who uses Medicare Part B for diabetes testing supplies. We've got your
Yeah, I can look it up. It's, I want to say it's downtown chiropractic.
Did they tell him? What did they tell him?
It was a stem cell treatment. He was getting magic stem cells.
I'm so tired of ripping off people getting ripped off. This is a real passion for me. It really is. I get so angry at all rip-offs.
Pretty sure it's downtown health.
You know, this Mendoza, though, he should go to prison. I mean, he should be charged with a crime. And I need someone like you to call the Arapahoe County DA and say, look, why wouldn't you go after a guy for a violation of the Contractors Trust Act? Why? This is a clear-cut case, clear-cut. $11,000, boom, nothing done. I mean, no work. And even if some work was done, it doesn't matter. Here's why. You're supposed to have that money in trust for that job. You can't even commingle it. I'll call. I'm Tom Martino. Welcome, 303-713-TALK.
303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Massive fraud, that's what it is. Stem cell therapy, massive fraud, except for the docs using living stem cells. Okay, what do you look for in a stem cell clinic to make sure you're not getting ripped off? And people, this is important because there's hard-earned money being paid by people who they have one shot at it. Now, Dr. Centeno just told me about a guy that spent $14,000 and he got nothing. And we need you to be informed. Now, what do you look for in a stem cell clinic? I would say, me personally, right now, from what I've learned, you want doctors, MDs.
Yeah. You want an MD physician that's there, not a nurse, not a PA.
Not just a nurse or not just a PA. They can have nurses and PAs.
Well, they can have nurses and PAs at a doctor's office for sure.
Right, yeah.
But if there's not an MD in the building and the nearest emergency response happens to be 911, that's not a good place to be.
I want an MD. Okay? What kind of MD? I mean...
I think you want an MD specializing in musculoskeletal conditions, orthopedics, physical medicine rehab, interventional radiology, and who understands how to do these very precise injections under guidance.
Under guidance. So that's the second thing I'd look for. Do they do image-guided injections?
Yeah, X-ray and or ultrasound or both actually probably should be available there.
Okay, what's the other thing?
You know, another thing is to make sure they're actually using live tissue, which would be the only live tissue that can be found at the moment is your own.
Yeah, because you can't ship it. Why can't you ship stem cells living?
The FDA considers that a drug that would require full FDA drug approval.
Because in order to ship, it has to be manipulated and it has to be concentrated. And if you did that, they would ding you for that. They would say you're shipping a drug.
Yeah, and these tissues that they're using are FDA registered, which is a 45-minute online quickie process, not the 10-year drug approval process.
Right. So you want harvested, or let's just say living stem cells. Now, are you allowed, I hear when you get older, your stem cells aren't really that prolific. Is that true or not?
Not really. I mean, we have the world's largest registry, meaning we're tracking 14,000 treated patients going back 12 years, and we don't see an age effect.
Okay, because I was wondering, can you have a donor? Literally have a donor. Let's say the guy, as an old guy, doesn't want to go through the pain. Is that allowed?
It would be a
at your
dicey thing
office.
to do.
Okay. Would it be considered unethical or against the law to pull it out of your daughter or someone compatible and putting it in you?
It would be possible to do. The concern would be that there's lots of cells in there that could cause rejection.
Okay, I see. All right. Now, Cherie, you gave 11 grand to this guy. Was this the Mendoza one?
Yeah, Tom.
Yes.
He told Clint he's in the hospital and will have to call back.
Now, Clint, did he sound? I'm asking you to use your gut feeling. How did he sound to you? So just get close to the mic, please.
He did sound sick.
All right.
When he first answered the phone, he said we're pretty croaky and
so he didn't know we were calling. So
no, I called for my cell.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark?
He's done nothing?
Well, okay. Cherie, you had him for some odd jobs first, right?
Correct.
And you paid for those already. That's not part of the 11, is that right?
Nope, that's not part of the 11.
Okay.
And he did start on the basement.
Okay,
He did
what?
partial
Okay,
framing.
after doing some odd jobs, you said, "Hey, I want to do my basement." He said, 11 grand. You got to put down half or something plus half on the labor. So you put down 11 grand. And what exactly did he do in the basement? Mark was asking.
He did partial framing, and he had a plumber come in to do partial plumbing. But
Okay.
it turns out he kept saying he had a permit and that it was a go, and he was waiting to pick it up, and it turns out he never pulled the permit.
Well, he's a liar, and
Yeah.
and he's a cheater, and he's probably a sick liar and cheater now. Now, here's the thing. Some people believe because he started the work, it then makes it a civil matter, which is true, not out and out like stealing. But under the Contractors Trust Act, he's still in violation because he did not put that money in trust. And if he did prove it, it's not in trust.
Is he saying he doesn't have the money to pay
well,
back?
he didn't say anything, but he hasn't talked to her since September, and he's had her money since June 13th.
Yep.
He said, Mark, every single day, and I don't care where they're not coming from the referral list. People, are you getting this? Okay, are you getting it? Okay, like me or not, I don't care. If you don't like my style or my show, I don't care. Protect yourself, because one thing I really do is I check these guys out and we monitor the hell out of them. So please protect yourself. Be selfish with referrallist.com. It's the only place that truly polices people all the time. Gina, this is a very weird follow-up. Oh, I may not even have time. To make a long story short, you had unemployment benefits once while you were working, and they wanted you to make it up by taking your tax refunds. Is that right? Gina?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear what I said? You had unemployment benefits. They said you were overpaid, and they started taking your tax refunds, right?
That is correct.
All right. We got a full accounting for you from the Department of Labor, and we'll go over it. Okay, we got a full accounting because you wanted to know, am I paying too much? Why am I doing this? And we did get an accounting. So we cut through the red tape. We help people. That's what we do each and every day. 303-713-TALK. You never know what you're going to hear right around the corner, so stick around on the Troubleshooter Show.
Materials.
Homeowners, do you have low?
I don't know if they can do that right on back, can they?
I had my son-in-law go in, has no credit. You got a $10,000 line of credit for Lowe's.
What did they say? Reason.
Reason for what?
In other words, taking money up front. I know.
They don't.
It's ridiculous.
I've never done it on any of our stuff. Even a custom.
It's getting to the point they deserve it. They truly deserve it.
People do.
No, I'm talking about these idiot Republicans.
Oh, what's going on? They're not doing the tax reform?
Passed it, right?
No, I don't think the House passed it.
Well, Mark, first of all, it's a House divided. I mean, they're not even behind their leader, and then their leader embarrasses them, and they're just not united.
Well, that's fine. They're all going to lose their jobs.
Right.
Who cares?
No. But see, the Democrats not the answer either, so that's the sad part.
Yeah, but they are together.
When they had their shit down, they passed stuff. How do you think Obamacare came about? They didn't have one
they
Republican bill.
They knew it was bad. And they still voted for it.
Oh, no, I mean, Democrats get shit done.
Right. Well, because they hang together. It might not be the right thing, but
They'll learn. It doesn't matter.
2010, I ran for House.
Honestly, the way the tax cuts were working, the way they were looking, we're probably glad they didn't go through.
Has made a decision about its future. Fox's Evan Graham has this live.
I don't think either party represents people anymore. Huh?
They represent something.
They represent themselves.
It would be just
They become like a ruling class.
Everybody would, you know what it is. You'd have to, if you had a mortgage over 500, you just pay it off. I mean, what else would you do? I mean, if you had the money to pay it off, then you can't write off the interest. What the hell are you
What do
going
you mean as far as one that they're talking about dropping that?
Yeah, over 500.
Over 500.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole point. You got a $2 million house and a $1 million mortgage.
Why not pay off 500 of it?
If you don't, you're losing X amount.
Right.
Which could tend to
losing it, you're just not getting it.
you're paying.
You got it all done.
Or you're not being able to deduct it.
You're literally losing it because you could deduct that directly from your taxes before.
Right.
It was more of a tax credit.
Oh, losing it.
What was?
Yeah.
Your home mortgage.
They're gonna,
My whole point is, if you
wrote
got
off your mortgage interest.
no.
right now you can.
Well, it used to be that way, right?
No,
It was never different than that, was it?
No, they're going to be changing it if this crap goes through.
They would change it. I see.
500,000.
So anything you have, if you had $1 million mortgage, you'd only be able to write off $500,000.
Well, right now you can only. There's a limit. There's a limit right now. I know there is.
Not on mortgage interest. I don't.
There's
think there
some
is.
kind.
There's some kind of limit. Yeah.
So I hit it.
I hit it too. I don't remember.
Some kind of limit on mortgage write-off.
Well, it's sure not 500.
Well, no, I don't know what it is, but there is a limit.
There's a way around it too. Price Waterhouse tax. If you use them, you'll never pay taxes again.
What do you mean?
I don't know about that one, Clint.
I think that's why Wesley Snipes went to.
Yeah, my dad hasn't paid. He paid $90,000.
Yeah, right now it's $1 million. They're thinking of bringing it down to 500,000.
What's $1 million?
The mortgage write-off, the interest deduction. And then the other thing that would be wild is you can't write off your state and local taxes.
That's they get a lot of pushback on that from California and New York.
In New York, because those guys pay, you know, massive
They
amounts.
pay local and state. Yeah, New York, that's a high.
I just want the system to be fair.
If you're making 400 and up, what they're proposing, you're going to end up paying more no matter how you look at it.
That's what I'm talking about. It's incredible. My dad went from paying $90,000.
Well, I thought they were supposed to be doing relief, tax relief.
Yeah, well, guess what?
It's not.
They're not.
It's going to be worse.
Well, they should
Well,
do things so you don't pay taxes.
How many people make 400 and up?
No, but I mean, still, I mean,
It's better for 90% of the population.
Okay. What I'm saying is,
Or
though,
98%.
you should incentivize people who make you mean, listen, I've said this before. Multimillionaires don't put money in a mattress.
Yeah.
That money is fueling the economy, for God's sakes. It is. They're not bad for having money.
Of course not.
God, there's this vision of this evil son of a bitch with a lot of money in his mattress, screwing the poor. I mean, it doesn't always happen. I mean, there are some, I guess, old money.
You took 2 scoops of potatoes.
The very wealthy don't take any of their money as income and don't pay taxes.
That's not true at all. And you even pay taxes on dividends. You pay taxes on interest.
Yeah, there's other ways. There are ways around almost
No, you're talking about HR taxes, not income. You're talking about Medicare, the little part of Medicare, and you're talking about withholdings. You know, that's when Warren Buffett said he pays less taxes than his secretary. He meant payroll taxes. That's all. He pays a shitload more taxes.
Oh, billions.
Yeah, he pays a shitload more. He was just lying. He was, you know, withholding taxes in HR.
Income tax.
No, income tax, you're wrong. Income tax is paid on everything, not employment tax. You're talking about people who take income. I do it with my corporation. I'll take a salary, and then most of it is in dividends and profits. But you still pay tax on it.
Almost all the shelters are free.
Well, what do you mean by shelter? Come on. There's no such thing as truly getting away with taxes.
Wesley Snipes, he did it. But then he went to jail for 5 years.
Deductions and stuff, but you're never going to not pay. Not truly, not unless you cheat.
Visit us online to get.
I do think we should take away
My dad went from 90,000 to
state
1,000
local income tax.
Well, I don't know what you
Don't you?
I don't know what you. I can't.
State local income
You could
tax.
say anything. I don't know. I can't argue with verbs.
When you lost your
Because you're doing that, you're subsidizing the states.
I took mine on whatever I was allowed.
That's what I think.
The most I could take.
All I can do, I have an open mind.
Well, whatever it was, I know
everybody's
whatever I
going to say,
can.
okay, show
other
me.
real estate.
Every year I max out section 179 and then I accelerate everything. I
What I
never,
would do, honestly,
ever
if they drop
do
corporate
anything wrong.
You'd almost
But here's
be
the deal,
smarter.
man. I pay
To
taxes,
switch to a
but I
C
have
corp.
shelters, but
Take the
there are a
lower
lot,
rate,
there are a
but
lot
then
of
you
people
take
that
the
just
salary. You
plain
just don't
cheat.
take the salary out of it.
Oh, yeah, that's
You just keep it in there.
But you know,
Keep it in there as long as
I
you
love
want.
when they say, like, General Electric or some big corporation didn't pay taxes. Good, because if they didn't pay taxes, that means the money was paid out, either in dividends, in HR, in employment. It means that more taxes were paid on that money than if they retained it. I mean, by retaining earnings and paying tax on it, you pay less tax than when you send it out to the population. Right? Because they get taxed when they get it, and then when they spend, they get taxed again.
They're screwed. Corporate, that's why they move out of this country. This
Well, clearly,
country
small
screws them
businesses
on
don't pay
taxes.
business tax.
You got a C Corp, they eat you
Small
alive.
businesses don't pay business tax.
The only reason they're here is because we got a
To the
military, and they're, you know,
They never have.
they're pretty sure they're not going to get kidnapped.
I don't mind arguing when people know what they're arguing about, really. But some of the people just say shit like corporations don't pay taxes.
Appreciate you being around. Help me get my
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. If you have any questions, problems, or complaints, give us a call. And I'll tell you what, the best part of the show is when the microphone is off and we're online. So, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on iHeartRadio, but iHeartRadio breaks away during the commercials. The only one live during commercials is Facebook and YouTube. But we're also on iTunes for downloads. We're one of the top downloaded shows in the country. And of course, live on KHOW Radio in Denver and KRDO Radio in Colorado Springs. So welcome one and all. And help us help you. If you know of a problem, let us know about it. And then if we don't help you directly, we still help others. I don't like saying to people, it's likely you lost that money, the guy's gone. But it may help someone else. Say, when a contractor says, I need $10,000 down, it may cause someone to say, wait a minute, just wait a minute. You know, I want to put a credit card up, or I want to do an escrow account, or I want to do this. If you are asked to put money down, you need to talk to me, or you need to use the referral list.
Or don't do it.
Referrallist.com.
Just don't do it.
Now, I need to go back to Gina and give her, we cut through the red tape for her and talk about unemployment taxes and being overpaid. I also want to plug a Thanksgiving dinner, not the dinner itself, but I need to get help for this wonderful ministry at East Denver Bible Baptist Church. Pastor Lauren has a full-time job, and yet he pastors this church in addition to a full-time job. He's not lining his hallways with sculptures and gold like some of these big giant ministries. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Every penny goes to people and goes to help people. And his wife, Kathleen, is at his side every minute. So if you can donate food, from butter to gravy to turkeys, fruit, pies, whatever, to help their dinner, they're going to have their dinner, two dates, Saturday, November 18th, and then the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the 22nd. And this for the homeless. We don't need to drum up business for the dinner itself. That's unfortunately self-feeding. But we do need help putting it on. Pastor Lauren does so much good work, Lauren and Kathleen. So if you can donate, and donate your time even. A lot of families look for something nice to do during the holidays. This is something great. They also do things as they get closer to the holidays itself, and they give out food they're always feeding the poor. So here's what you do. Please take down this number and call it. Leave a message if they're not around. Please, if you can donate. 303-916-3214. If you want to know your money's going to something good and not being wasted, this is it. 303-916-3214. Gina, let's do this follow-up for you. Okay, I got an accounting from the state. Suzanne is great at numbers and bookkeeping. She went through it as well. And your concern was that you are maybe overpaying. The total amount originally owed, they said, was $11,145. Because they said you were overpaid. You were getting unemployment while you had a job. Are you there, Gina? If she's not, it'll save us a lot of work.
Oh, dear.
It's okay.
Well, let me Can I cut to the chase?
You cut to the
Put
chase,
her on
Mark.
hold for just a second so I can check.
Yeah, and I don't care if she's there or not. She probably knew we were going to come up with the truth. A lot of people don't like truth. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, she was working on a salary and collecting unemployment, which is called fraud.
Well, she said it was a mistake.
Well, okay. Whoops, I'm working and getting unemployment. That's the mistake.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask her about that mistake.
Well, she's
Whoops, I forgot I was working 40 hours
Mark,
a week.
I don't care about that right now. She wanted an accounting.
She's there now, so you can ask her.
Okay, so first I just want to tell her we went through the trouble, or I should say Suzanne did, the staff did, of getting this information from the state. So, Gina, I just wanted to let you know quickly that we did verify some stuff here, and let's just cut to the chase, as Mark says. You really you still owe money. They're not over collecting from you on your tax refunds. In fact, you still owe $7,000. And they had we have every single detail.
They gave you the waiver.
She still owes $1,000. That's at the
I'm
very
sorry.
bottom of.
Wait. There was a balance of $7,000, and then what?
So it started at $14,000 something.
But
they waived Gina of that $14,000. They waived $4,500.
They waived it.
You've paid $5,000 something and owe still $1,000, and then you'll be done.
Why'd they waive that $4,500? That's the part I didn't see.
Some sort of administrative error.
They didn't consider it fraud.
What it is. I know what it's for. It's because I asked him. I said when I was getting this, the had given us a $25 a month, or like each check, and it. Are you still there?
Yeah.
As a additive to the unemployment.
Well,
thing.
here's the deal, okay? Because numbers really are bad on radio.
Right.
So here's what I want to say: we're satisfied that you didn't get cheated. But here's something Mark brought up. And again, you know, Gina, when you call with a problem like this, it's obviously going to open some questions. How did you collect unemployment while you were working and not know it?
And she didn't report it, but what happened is her employer was reporting it.
So
yes.
Why? Why did you do that? Let's just ask you straight up. Why did you try to cheat the system?
No, I didn't try to cheat the system. Listen, what happened, and I have more to show you guys. Aramark sent in an amount, and they forgot a quarter. And so I went and I changed it and got it
They
fixed.
waived all of that due to those errors,
Yeah,
but
waived
you
every bit of
collected
it.
$14,000 in benefits,
But,
Gina, and
Gina,
now owe $1,000.
Here's what this is not in dispute.
No, I never collected $14,000. I can prove I never collected $14,000. I barely got.
It was
$3,000.
$11,100. It was $11,100.
No, I didn't get $11,000.
All right. So you're saying that unemployment never sent you these checks? They're lying to you. They're lying to us.
I can. You know what?
So wait, is that what you're saying, Gina?
That's what I went to court for, was to prove that.
But did you prove it?
I didn't receive all the things that they said I got, because, and I have.
Gina,
basically
Gina, here, I want a complete sentence, okay, and then answers. You're saying you never got the $11,145 in unemployment benefits. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Where did that money go? They said they sent checks out to you. Where'd that money go?
Okay, I got the first case.
Did you get any money? Let's start
yes,
there.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
How much did you get from unemployment that you should not have gotten? Let's just answer that one simple question.
I didn't. Did they think?
How much money did you get? Okay, here's what I'm asking. Did they pay you unemployment at all? Any unemployment at all?
Yes,
okay.
And
was some of that unemployment while you were working?
No,
you know what? Gina, what are you pulling teeth?
I'm trying to.
Are you a dentist today?
Gina, you're not answering straight questions. Are you saying you never got? Are you saying you've never ever gotten any unemployment that you should not have gotten?
I did get some and put in for a waiver, and they gave me a waiver for it, and said I can prove that.
They gave you a waiver for $4,500 of it.
No, no.
Yes.
That's not.
Well, yes, even your paperwork says that,
41,
They gave you a waiver for $4,500 of it.
Listen, wait a second. Okay, the things that you guys aren't seeing is they've also taken all my federal taxes as well.
Right, that's right.
But they have the right to do that until it's paid back.
Gina, you let emotion cloud you here. Listen. They waived $4,500, but Gina, what you refuse to see is that you still, no matter what, even with the
money, please let me explain.
Go ahead, explain. Go ahead, explain.
Please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got some money from them, and one case was fine. Okay, the first case. Okay, the second case I got overpaid a little bit, and I got a waiver for that, and that was waived. But they've taken, altogether.
Gina, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Gina, you know what? You owe money. No, you are. You do owe money. I can't help you. Gina, you're not listening. I heard you.
I am listening.
I
got it waived, but
you got $4,500 waived. Gina, you got $4,500 waived, okay? Okay? We grant you that. But in addition to that, you still owed money.
No, I don't. I paid it all of my
No, you didn't.
Taxes.
No, the money that you paid, the money that you paid, they have accounted for every dime that you paid.
No, they haven't. You don't understand. Why can't you just let me explain this?
You're not explaining it, Gina. I've tried to let you. You're not explaining it.
Gina, between feds and state, how much have they interceded on your tax refunds?
$27,000.
$27,000?
Yes.
I haven't had
I don't know about that.
You had $27,000.
$4,000.
How do you have $27,000 in refunds in 3 years?
You had, Gina.
State has taken all my taxes for years now.
For how many years, Gina?
Since 09. I think it's 09, but they've been taking them, like 3,000, and then there's 4,000, and then there's 2,000, and there's 1,000. All my federal taxes.
Okay.
They never had a federal.
If you add up all of the tax refunds that they kept, don't get emotional. You need to answer questions. If you add up all of the taxes that they took from you, what does it add up to?
It's like there's 5,900.
I'm not asking you to do it now. Can you get me a list of every single year and how much it was? Roughly, what do you think that will amount to?
Let's see. I think almost 15,000 to federal and 5,000 to
about 20.
And 20.
About 20. Let's just say that. About 20. Okay. So then you got 4,500 waived due to bookkeeping errors. So now what you're saying is that even if you did owe, you've paid it. Even if you did owe back unemployment, you've more than paid for it. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm saying that, and also that they took me to court, and I proved that I did not commit fraud. This whole offset is about fraud, and I did not commit fraud.
But Gina, why did they get a judgment?
There was a...
What? Why did they get a judgment if you proved your case?
What is it? So much for.
But didn't you lose at court?
No, I won. They dismissed my case.
For the $4,500.
For the $4,500 you won.
Gina, I'll look into your federal stuff being held.
Denver. I'm talking about in Denver.
Gina. They waived $4,500. You think?
I know, but that was partially because it was received. Because they had added something to the total, which was Obama's those $25 payment.
All right, listen, Gina. I don't know if we can help you, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't think you truly will listen. Now, I know people sometimes say, "Oh, Tom, you don't let people talk." That's true sometimes because I make things black and white. In this situation, Gina, the black and white is this, okay? It's this. There was a certain amount of unemployment that you got while you were working. A certain amount of that was justified beforehand. A certain amount of it was a mistake. Okay, now, even if you didn't commit fraud, we all agree there was a certain amount of overpayment. If you take that certain amount of overpayment and subtract from it all of the payments you made, you're saying you overpaid it back. I understand. Didn't I get that straight? That's what you're saying, that you did pay it back, but you paid more than you actually owed, and they should not still be taking money. Didn't I get that whole story?
Kind of.
What did I not get, Gina?
Okay,
tell me the part no, just the part I did not get.
Okay, the part you did not get is that I shouldn't have to pay it because I did not. They thought they put.
I told you they already waived $4,500. I already said that.
No, I know, but the waiver was because of,
Gina, you know what, Gina? I don't care what anyone says. I let you talk. You're saying that you paid back more than you had to, and they're still taking money. That's either a yes or a no. And Suzanne, even after all of this said, she'll look at the exact amounts taken from you. We didn't really look at that. They didn't show us the credits in this.
They didn't, and I didn't realize that.
Gina,
here's the thing, Tom. I didn't realize her federal income tax was being held.
Gina, hold on. One thing that we will tell you, this accounting did not actually account for the actual credits. We will get an accounting of the credits.
This report is she owes money. But what if she did overpay and no one's listening to her? Mark, do you think that's possible? Hell no. What if she did overpay and no one's listening? What if that did? What if she did? I mean, it's not like the government can make mistakes. Because that's the part the part we didn't see on this was weird. They didn't show the credits. They only showed the debit. They only showed what she owes, but they never showed any application of payments.
I think it's possible because she's such a full communicator.
The forecast. Mostly
The total amount of payments we've received as of today is $56.22.
With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete.
Okay, she's saying she paid more than how.
She's saying, but I did not know about the federal taxes being withheld too, Tom.
Insurance shouldn't be one of them.
Now, here's the deal.
Worry behind with
the IRS
with you.
Does not keep track of the money the state takes. They just keep track of the refund. A refund is issued. The IRS doesn't know where it's going. If the state takes it, the IRS is not subtracting in their mind and keeping track if they're taking too much or not. You understand that, right? If a state agency comes in, they can just take the refund. But the state should have a record of those federal payments.
Fans, flooring, cabinets.
Not the federal government, the state.
303-295-6022. That's buy and build 303-295-6022.
You know, let's not forget, this woman worked for a long period of time and was collecting unemployment.
She said no.
Okay, well then I guess the state is completely fucking throwing her under the bus.
Now you know, Mark, what my dilemma is when I talk to her. She says, oh no, I proved that. I proved that. She proved it.
They'll do your bathroom vanity for free.
See, I can't even get her to admit that she had any overpayment at all.
5919. That's 303-386-5919 or online at ArdenGranite.
She may have people who
I
can't
stayed longer for my dentist, Willow Creek Dental. You know, I was blown away with my first visit to Willow Creek Dental. They created a standard of dental care called the Willow Creek Way. The Willow Creek.
Here's what it says. A fraud overpayment is an overpayment that is created as a result of an individual who filed the unemployment claim, the claimant, intentionally not telling the truth about something. Typically, a fraud overpayment is created because the claimant was working while collecting unemployment benefits.
She proved it, Mark. So listen, this Mendoza thing, I want you to follow through on.
I'll call the
get your teeth into that one because we need to. I want to see the DA press charges on this.
Start calling the DA now.
Really, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
And it says right here, by claimant, Gina is required to report any earnings that she made, and those earnings would offset the jobless benefits we paid her. By 6/20,
hold on, that is pretty egregious because you have to literally fill out a form every time you get a check, right?
By 6/20/2012, she had received 10 overpayments of about $7,000 while she was working and collecting a salary. Earnings must be reported by the claimant, not her employer. So what happened is exactly that. She told the state she still wasn't working, got the money. The employer, of course, did a W-2 on her salary, and the state said, hey, she's working. And that's how they proved it.
I'm actually proud of them for finding that. I didn't know they did it.
And I've never collected unemployment, but I think you do have to go. Don't you got to go like?
No, you got to file. Yeah, earning money while collecting unemployment and not reporting those earnings is considered fraud, and those kinds of overpayments are not eligible for a waiver. So she did. She received 10 overpayments of $7,000.
Do I pay workers' comp as an owner? Am I paying workers' comp on my W-2?
No, workers' comp's an insurance.
But you have. But
oh, you might pay on her. Oh yeah, you do pay workman's comp. It's so little.
For myself.
No, you're excluded.
But for her.
Just for her. You're definitely excluded. Remember, we went back and excluded you and Holly and got you a check for about 20 grand.
That's right.
But if they went back 7 years instead of 3, it would have been well over 100 grand.
It cost me a lot of money. I know that. It was sad. It cost me a lot of money.
And it's bullshit because you really didn't receive the benefit of that overpayment to
It was my insurance company, and you know who it was, and it pissed me off because they've been doing it for years. And it was an oversight.
I mean, they do the injections for stem cells. You don't get immediate relief, right? Usually not. And you don't
I'm Tom Martino. I am your troubleshooter. Some people call me a troublemaker. And it doesn't matter what you call me, just don't call me as they say.
It doesn't matter what you call me, just don't call me as they say.
Okay.
Boom. Late for dinner. Okay. You know, approval reverse mortgage. It's a good time to talk about that. I just want to tell you quickly. If you need a reverse mortgage, don't call anyone but her. I'll tell you why. Because you may not need one. It's not a good idea for most people. Did you hear me? Reverse mortgages are great tools for some. People that don't care about leaving to heirs, people that have a lot of equity, people that are elderly. It could be great living off the equity, line of credit, lump sum, monthly payments, whatever you need. But please talk to Joan Sullivan. She'll tell you the truth. And when it works so well. Approval, reverse.com, 303-771-3528, 303-771-3528. That's approvalreverse.com. All right, now listen.
I want to bring something up.
Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this,
but let me just recap real fast.
Bottom line is this, though, Mark.
Go.
On the accounting they gave us,
yes,
they only credited the state refund payments, not the federal. It is quite possible that she's not getting credit for the federal refunds, and it is quite possible she paid it back. What I have an issue with her is she will never answer a straight question. If I ask her this, did you receive unemployment benefits that you did not deserve while you were working? She will say, well, no, I've proven that. She keeps saying that because they did say 4,500 of it was truly coming to her. 4,500 of it. But the rest of it was paid while she was working. What did you want?
Well, here's the bottom line. By 6/20/2012, she received 10 overpayments equaling about $7 grand while she was working and collecting a salary. She went down and said every month or however they do it with unemployment, I do not have a job.
I know.
While she was collecting a salary.
I know.
And they caught her.
I know.
Wah!
I know. Now, Dr. Centeno, Dr. Christopher Centeno, Centeno Schultz Clinic in Broomfield, we're talking about stem cell therapy, and we've really just summed it up. Look for an office with MDs. Look for an office that does image-guided injections. Look for an office that uses living stem cells, and right now the only legal way to get living stem cells is to harvest them in the office from your hip or your bone marrow or from fat cells. And again, this is for your safety and protection and also for results. Dr. Centeno has started doing this first in the world, has 14,000 patients or more that he has to draw from for information. So I want to ask, you mentioned something, got an email, you said something about growing a new disc in research, a new disc. Now, if somebody has a collapsed disc or a ruptured disc or a bad disc, can stem cells help that area?
Yes, they can, but they're not going to regrow you a new disc. That works great in rabbits, doesn't seem to work well in people.
Okay, what will it do for the back?
You know, it can help with some of the arthritic pain you get from the facet joints. It can help to tighten down ligaments that are too loose and allowing too much motion. Okay. You can use platelet growth factors to help with irritated back nerves, that kind of stuff.
Okay, what about shoulders, rotator cuff?
Yeah, if it's 70% of all the tears out there, this will work well. For 30% that are massive tears, it's not going to work well.
You need surgery.
Yeah.
Do people ever do both? They have a surgery and then stem cells just does the rest?
Yeah, in fact, there's a nice paper that was just published about a year ago that showed that if you inject stem cells after the surgery, the re-tear rate drops in half.
Oh, my goodness. There's actual research on that.
Yeah.
What about hair replacement? I've heard that, or hair, it's not replacement, it's regrowth that's stimulating the head. Is that true they're starting to use that?
They are. Right now, it's more common that PRP, platelet-rich plasma, is being used for hair regrowth. You know, there's a couple papers out that seems to show it works. You know, it's not my area of expertise.
Okay.
But there's some people that swear by it.
PRP, platelet-rich plasma, that came before stem cells. It is effective. What is PRP?
PRP is when we take the blood out of your vein and we then take the platelets out of the blood and we concentrate those and then re-inject those.
Now, why aren't they considered a drug? Like, why can you manipulate red blood cells?
You know, the FDA claims that it doesn't really regulate blood in the same way as it does bone marrow and other tissues.
Okay. So you're allowed to concentrate them and re-inject them. And would you say can it be as... let me just ask this. Are there times people wouldn't need stem cell therapy and PRP would work just fine?
Oh, yeah. Probably 3/4 of the patients we see never get stem cells. They just get PRP.
Really? And so when they go to you thinking they might need a stem cell therapy, you can get them sometimes help with just PRP.
And it's much less expensive.
Wow.
About 1/4 to 1/5 the cost.
Centennial Schultz Clinics. Let's go to the phones. Amitra, sorry for the wait, dear. We've had so many crazy calls. Amitra, what's happening?
I was wondering if I've never done business with someone. I've just had email correspondences about their business with the person who runs it. Can I legally write a review?
Well, first of all, now, you're saying legally. That's a word. That means, is there a law against it? No. But, and then legally, you mean, is there any common law? In other words, where people ever get in trouble for writing reviews when we're not a customer? And I'm going to tell you this, when it comes to common law and lies and writing. If it's a lie, then you get in trouble. If you're telling the truth, like this guy is so rude, he's obnoxious, blah, blah, yeah, you can. Yeah. But you can't say... Well, you can, but you get in trouble if you say, he did lousy drywall for me, he did lousy floor, he did lousy work, because you didn't actually use him. So the whole guide is truth. If it's true from your perspective, either truth or opinion is protected.
Yeah, not slander. You can't say, hey, the guy was a child molester, or like Kaylin Eccles said, hey, he, you know, his wife is a whole problem.
Right. So you can't lie. That's the rule. Or you get in or you could get in trouble. But if you tell the truth from your perspective, customer or not, you can write a review.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he told me that if I wrote a review, he would sue me.
But what? Okay, he could sue you. But if you, what are you going to say in the review? Let's put it that way.
I would basically talk about how when I contacted him, he told me he was rude and dismissive.
Okay, that's what you can say then. You know, I called this business to get this done, and he was
It's
very...
a female.
It's a female.
I would put exactly what... you should... I can't even see what this guy replied to her. It says, why don't you go eat, and I'll keep it there.
Who said that?
Write a review, and I'll sue your blank behind.
That's what this guy said? To her?
Yeah, this guy's a real jerk. You know what? Now you could probably write a review saying, at minimal, this guy is about as vulgar as they get.
Do I have it?
You should see this thing.
Suzanne, did you send that to me, the email with her...
Oh, let me forward it.
Yeah, forward it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to read it and get back to you. Hold on. But Terry, this is a very important problem. Terry is homeless. Terry, I'm sorry you waited on the phone. You have a job. Is that right, Terry?
Hello?
Terry, I'm going to have to take a break now, okay? Next time I come to you after this break, I promise you, I will come right to you, but I need to do this right now. So please hold on, and we will come and talk to you. It's very, very important.
Here's what the guy writes to her. Listen to this.
Who is it, Mark? What business?
It sounds like some kind of...
Movie reels. She found some old movie reels. She wanted to get them digitized and stuff, and she said you might want. This is what she sent back to him after this, and then that's what he sent to her. So,
I'm gonna get it. I'll read it.
She basically said, I just needed a more personal touch, someone to listen, blah, blah, blah. He goes,
Here it is.
Yeah, read it. Why don't you?
Jesus. Hi, Anitra. I can't say I have seen a response like that one before. You can call the show and go over with Tom. We are on. What? Oh wait. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's
me saying that.
Oh, here. Below is the back and forth. Let me get to it. Okay, this is from Anitra to him. Video audio restoration. I'm not reading through the sales pitch again. Frankly, the yellow highlighting really hurts my eyes. The pitch, whatever. I wanted to use your company. I went to your website. So she wrote something that
he writes back.
I don't even see the letter he wrote back.
Oh, it's right above it. Should be right above it.
All he wrote back was, why don't you go eat shit, write a review, and I'll sue your fucking ass.
Wait, where? Okay, I don't see it. So.
Yeah, maybe Suzanne only forwarded it.
Suzanne forwarded the whole thing to me. There's like reels and reels.
Yeah, go to the top.
The very top.
Okay, the very top is, and he sent me 2 more emails. Hi, Anitra. Below is the back and forth we did, and then the next email, I'm not reading through your sales pitch, and the next beat the Christmas rush.
You're missing the very top.
And the next one is...
no, there is more up here.
There is there? You didn't send it to me, Suzanne. Okay. Suzanne, whatever you sent me was everything but that one he's reading. Everything but. Or come in and show me.
How would you go?
I don't know. She'll be able to show if it's there. Okay. It might not be there.
I'm looking, and I want to see where it is.
It should be right below where he says.
It's outrageous.
It's
egregious. Outrageous.
Can you show me where it is on this chain of emails?
Where he says the
vulgar.
Some people say vulgar.
I missed it. What happened?
This lady said. It's shocking.
Oh, that's just. Oh, it was so tiny. There's just 2 lines.
Do you see it, Mark?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
It's egregious. It's outrageous. It's shocking.
So this is video.
This is what this guy said.
Just call him and see if he'd like to address it.
Yeah, see if he'll come on.
Yeah.
Why don't you go eat shit?
I would like to know what would cause a business to write something like that.
Well, we read her stuff. I mean, basically,
she wasn't rude like
not
that.
like that.
Oh my God.
What would
that goes to a whole new level.
If he feels that response was justified? Seriously.
I think it's a poor sales technique. Call it reverse sales.
It's a new sales technique.
It's poor.
He went to the bad seminar. How not to sell.
There's a consumer advocate with the consumer fraud.
He said 2 more emails after this one.
What else? I haven't seen. Go see this guy in person because it sounds like this
at Arapahoe.
Yeah.
Good.
I haven't seen these.
Because we have so many cases. This is not the only one.
We can get kind of a relationship with this guy.
Well, we've tried in the past. Now, a lot of them, they're not bad people. They just are so busy. They don't take here's what's weird. If a store busted somebody for shoplifting, something that was $4, they put more time and effort than going after a contractor who takes it. That's right. And that's what you ought to bring up to them. If a storekeeper can say, a $3 piece,
isn't this a bigger feather in their cap somewhere along the line?
Tell Rick I'm going to take Terry, who's homeless, first. Okay, good. Can we help this homeless?
He's a very direct person.
Well, she is
not really hiding.
She just needs, she makes a living. She has a car. She has a job. She just can't afford rent. Are there any kind of places where
maybe it loses something in translation?
What do homeless do when they have a job?
This is actually good.
They just can't. They live in their car.
They can't get the credit. Yeah, that's the hard
part. Thanks for calling me Microsoft. Why don't you go eat shit?
And to charge homeless hotels charge a lot of money.
What was the company?
Welcome to our life.
What was I going to say with the rescue mission, they had programs.
Film, video, audio, restoration.
Is there any phone number for these free books?
and then they will work toward trying to find a place.
And they will.
And
You know what? It could be. This is very expensive. That's why I told her. Because I had some stuff done at Costco.
They don't do.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, one of the problems with homelessness is addiction. Addiction, and a lot of people don't get help for addiction. If you have an addict in your life, before it gets too far gone, just remember this, okay? Addiction will never, ever, ever, ever go away on its own. You need a medical and a psychological solution, both. Okay, because it is a disease, there are things that can help. The Raleigh House has established this phone number for my listeners. If you have an addict in your life and you call, you can ask any question you want. If you're an addict, of course, call. But this is how to approach an addict. It depends on your life. It depends on their relationship with you. How much does it cost? How long does it take? What are the options? What's available out there? What does the Raleigh House do? This is a caring, loving staff, so much so that this is a no-obligation, free, complimentary line that you can call for any information at all about addiction. We figured this is better than just saying, get treatment, you know, because what you need is information. That's what you need. And you can put a stop to addiction. Take the first step. This is an easy first step. Don't think your husband's going to get better without intervention, without you helping, without him getting help. Don't think your son or daughter is going to get better. It's not going to happen. 720-893-5559. Just call and talk to someone there. They are a very skilled staff, and the Raleigh House has evidence-based treatments. 720-893-5559. This is not a solicitation line or a sales line. It's a help and information line. 720-893-5559. Okay, I'm going to talk to Terry, who is homeless. Now, Terry, a lot of people, when they see homeless, they think, okay, you don't have a job, you don't have this, you have an addiction, you have all kinds of problems. And Terry, you are homeless, but you do work, right?
Correct.
You have a full-time job. You don't have an addiction.
I work 2 jobs.
2 jobs.
I work 2 jobs. Put it this way, if I get a car, I can have my second job back. It's at UPS, okay?
Okay, so you don't have a car.
In Commerce City. Well, I mean, last car that I had, I dropped the drive shaft in it.
Oh.
So I need to get a car plot, so I can't get out to Commerce City.
Do you still have that job, though?
Yeah, I still have the job.
What about the car? What about the car?
Let me finish.
Can I ask you where that car is?
That car is in another city.
Okay, because we were trying to figure out if we could fix it. So go ahead and finish.
No, but what I was going to say is that Commerce City, it's a good job and stuff, but it takes 3 hours on the city bus to get over there, and I was robbed by the bus. Everybody's got cars. You don't realize this because I had a car. People stalk people at the bus stop, and that's how I got robbed.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, and women, now dudes, they don't mess with dudes that much. I mean, because I went to Raffle Community College. They don't mess with dudes. They mess with women. Like if you get off of work late, that's when you're going to get robbed. Or if you're trying to wait for another bus, that's when you get robbed.
Wow.
And that is the truth. I do not lie, okay? As God is my witness. The woman had a lot of faith in what you said. Her name is Patty that gave me your number. I didn't know about your talk show. I think it's a wonderful thing. You're trying to help other people. Sometimes you almost need legal advice, and then they take out their anger at you because they can't get the problem.
How can we help you, Terry? How can we help you? You're very articulate.
Find me a room. Find me a room to rent for $500. I've dealt with 2 other women trying to split rent with them, and some people you try to split rent, they're too wishy-washy with you, or they'll take off with the dude, or they'll take off, and then you're stuck with the bills.
Okay.
So I mean, if I could find a room to rent, that would be half of the rent, because everything you rent is like almost $1,000.
What area?
Over by Denver University, somewhere around over there. But their rent is so high, it's like you can't touch rent over there from like $900.
Well, can you move away a little from there if you have to?
Well, I told my boss at UPS if I can get a car, I was going to come back.
Well, we're going to try to get you a car too, Terry, okay? We really are.
If you could do that, would be wonderful.
Here's why. Because here's why. You haven't fallen off the cliff yet. You are still hanging in there. No, really, you're still hanging in there. You're exactly who we want to help. People who are working and just need a little help. We want to get you a car, and we truly want to help you find a place, a room, and we're going to put out the word right now. Terry, are you a smoker?
No, I don't smoke weed either. That's the other thing why I said people do not want to rent to other people, but they don't want you to sign the lease with them. They won't sign the lease.
How long were you at UPS?
I've been at UPS since April.
And what about your other job? What kind of job is that?
It's a temp job. They put me all over.
Good.
If I told you, different people, this is sad to say, people talk like they want to help homeless people, but if they find out if you're homeless or I mean, what is the difference? Indians camp outside, okay? I stayed outside. I'm not a big baby, but I'm saying come wintertime, you freeze your tushy off, okay?
Yeah.
The other thing is, and if I had my car back, I could just run the heat in the car until I found a place to live. But you can't find somebody. It's hard to find somebody you can connect with. It's going to rent with you. I stayed with this one woman, and she, an older lady, but she lives on. She only has so much money.
Yeah.
So I paid some of the bills. But this is sad. Drug people stalk on older people because these guys that lived in this building, they took her key. Here I am getting ready to get my stuff ready to go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and this dude's in the house. He stole her key. They take advantage of the elderly. It's so sad. I mean, if you could pass a law, I'm going to tell you this right on radio. If they could pass a law, anybody that steals somebody's medicine, that they should be in.
Terry, that's a big problem. Listen to this. A lot of guys do handyman work just to get into people's homes, and when they're in there, they go to the medicine cabinets because they look for old prescriptions for pain pills. It's crazy. We had a guy one time that worked for a cable company that came back to the house and said he was checking on something because he had noticed these elderly people, and he didn't do it on the job. He came back after the job and said he needed to check something. He went in their bathroom, used the bathroom, and he wiped out their pain medicines. So, Terry, listen, what we need to do is concentrate. There's laws against stealing, right? What we have to do is help you. We need to get you a vehicle, and and I'll tell you, of all the people that call here, a vehicle would help you the most because you are absolutely already there. You're working, you just need a vehicle, and then a place to live. Both. And I want to put out the word. If anyone has anywhere in the DU or surrounding area a room, she's got $500 a month she can spend.
$400 or $500. $400 or $500.
Okay.
$400 or $500.
Okay.
As long as it's got a lock on the door.
You don't use drugs and you don't smoke.
No, I'll take a drug test. I have nothing to lose.
Okay.
I'm not a druggie, and I don't drink either. I may go to a wedding once in a while, but I'm not a druggie.
No, I understand,
I don't
Terry.
Drink every day.
And Terry, and you have 2 jobs. Again, we're looking for a vehicle, and we're looking for really a room to rent because she's not going to be able to afford an apartment on her own. If you need a roommate or someone, or you know someone, please contact us. We're going to take Terry's information, and we're going to work on this, on helping Terry. Terry, I believe what you say, and the person who saw you, it was I can say who it was. It was Dr. Patty from Colorado Tinnitus. How did she happen to run into you and you were sleeping in an alley?
No, not no alley. I don't do alleys.
Okay, whatever.
I sleep on the church's doorstep. I also believe in God.
Okay.
I don't believe in that because
How did you end up where you're at? I'm just curious.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Well, because I come out. Okay, where I stayed at is because it's where my bank is. I can get to my bank, and I can get to the bus, and then I can go to work.
Okay.
If you work in Commerce City, and you're over by how would you say where what is it, off of Colorado Boulevard? I mean, another part. It's just too much.
I think what I meant was, in fact, how did you become homeless?
Oh well.
Was it through a divorce? I mean, what happened? Something happened in your life.
Well, the truth of it is, I've had a job. I came out here for a job.
Yes.
And I was going to take the job, and it was in Aurora. And then the place in Aurora, these people were arguing or something, and they shot guns outside this apartment.
Okay, we don't need to know that every detail like that, but that's the truth. But basically, you came out here for a job, and the place you had did not work out. Terry, I'd love to hear more, and truly. You sound like a nice person. Suzanne, get her information. We are looking for, she said, people very seldom want to help. We need a car, and we need to get a room she can rent for $400 to $500 a month. She doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. She doesn't use drugs. She has 2 jobs. Listen, we'll even do a background check if you want us to, okay? On our dime. That's what we'll do. Right? Yes, Pastor Lauren, maybe you can address it coming back if you wanted to say something. But right now, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to tell you about Fuller Law. John Fuller, he is a personal injury attorney, and if you get hurt, don't try to do it alone. Even if the insurance company says, don't worry, we take full responsibility, those are danger signs if somebody says that. Yes, because they want to put you in a position of feeling comfortable, and then they cheat you. That's what insurance companies do, plain and simple. He fights insurance companies. He fights other parties. He goes to anywhere he can to help you become whole after an accident. If you think someone has taken advantage of you, if you've been hurt, please check with John Fuller, Fuller Law, to know your rights, complimentary consultations, and then if he represents you, he only takes a small percentage of what he collects. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. That's Fuller Personal Injury Law, personalinjuryco.com.
This report is brought to you by the
audio that goes out.
Sounds like another way that they
goes
claim their name is Janet. This one on the right side, but I'm fine with this side and the other side.
Okay, well that works.
The other side's going down.
She lives in a homeless hotels on Gilchrist. She mentioned she was staying with older women, and this was told it was her mother. So don't, like I say, this controls all the audio that goes out. When you do that,
I'll never figure out that.
she told me she spoke Tweed, that's why I was
yeah, that brought us back.
Well,
one battle I just had one.
We don't know this woman, but we talked to her quite a bit. I mean, off the air, we talked to her.
You don't want to
really believe her. She said she's a good woman. I mean, she needs help.
She seemed to be fine when she came to church. We would have been willing to bring her back, but she never called back to get another ride. So.
There may be a time in your life.
You don't think she's a good one?
I don't know, man.
Joe Lazar is
she talks a
I
lot.
feel like I've been.
Wait, are we getting okie doke by somebody you think?
I don't know, man. She talks awful fast.
Mark. I know you're very.
She talks a lot, but I think
I know you are.
Wait,
are we adding to this?
I can find out.
Are we adding to
No,
this?
we are putting
I don't think
David here because he's coming on for a live,
I mean, you got to support.
and so is Brent at 12:30. So
I'm just thinking you moved to another town
12:15.
and have anything.
Okay.
But Brent is coming on.
You know, I kicked out of my house at 16.
I know.
Shit.
I know. No, but you did have.
Is this clear enough for you?
What? Yeah,
South
you're
there
right.
at
You had a
12:15.
friend you lived with, right?
All right.
In a trailer.
Yeah. She had an
updated to read just.
Well, okay.
That's the only thing is that I
And that's what I was trying to ask her. Is why?
Because she came here for a job.
I'll pick up a lady for both those things.
See if she's right there.
She's still talking about the same lady.
So Mark, what does that mean if she's talking fast? Mess?
I know, but it just.
Let's just run a background on her. What's the big deal? Grab that lady's stats, just run a background on her.
We all know rates are going.
We got a car. I've got a car if she can drive a stick, if she's a real deal. But I don't know if she's a real deal.
Will you have your phone by this weekend? Without the tax deduction?
God, I hope so. Why?
Well, I just saw a cool video for Annie's third degree we're not going to get if you don't have your phone.
Oh, I hopefully will have it tomorrow.
You get to keep all without changing one penny of your spending habits.
See if it costs me trying to donate one or personal.
Someone already donated.
To 100% with cash out in the low threes. We've been serving Colorado since 2001.
Every time we think we're going to give it away, I know they turn out to be bullshit. That's what I help one woman and I still get so mad thinking about her. But I found her a place to live, and she started running a brothel out of where I found her to live.
But you didn't tell her that was not what you expected.
Well, you didn't say I couldn't run a brothel out of that lady's basement.
Is there something wrong with that?
You didn't make that clear. Okay. Silly me. I didn't stipulate.
Okay.
So that I feel I had the woman who out of the bottom of her heart reached out and said, okay, we'll open up our house to this woman.
Mark.
I have her calling, going, she's having men sneak in through.
You can't top me. During the holidays, did a live shot at Channel 4. I found a woman with a little girl, her and her husband, homeless. She was pregnant, and it was Christmas Eve. She comes to the TV station, made for TV, and I did this live shot, and we got her in a motel, collected money, bought her stuff for food and stuff. They had their Christmas. The manager calls me and says, there's something suspect, you ought to check on these people. So I call her around New Year's. She sounds drunk, and I say, are you drinking? You're pregnant? She goes, I lost the baby. And I said, when did you lose the baby? Oh, a few days ago, and I come to find out she had put a pillow up there, and if she was pregnant, it was all
the whole thing was a scam.
Everything was. In fact, the kid that they brought with them wasn't theirs. The kid they brought with them wasn't theirs.
God, it makes you look like such an ass.
They were drifters, though. They knew
the
system. They knew.
That's exactly what that woman sounded like to me. You just described it, a grifter.
Were they gypsies?
Not a vagabond. Not to be confused.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, Dr.
Your troubleshooter. Okay, Dr. Christopher Centeno's with us, Centeno Schultz Clinic. We've been talking about stem cell therapy. And to recap, we talked about getting a shop with MDs only and that use image-guided injections of living stem cells. And right now, currently, the only acceptable way for living stem cells is harvested from the bone marrow or from fat cells. And stem cell therapy has really, really exploded. But most of it is fake. What is the FDA doing, or what are you doing as doctors? What are you doing about this? About all these chiropractors using nurses calling amniotic fluid stem cells? What are you doing about it? Anything as a group?
Yeah, we are. In fact, I'm here.
Yes.
Number one.
Right.
And I think the FDA right now is playing whack-a-mole. I mean,
it is whack-a-mole. But no clinics are being closed down, are they?
Yeah, there was just 2 clinics that were closed down, so they're getting to this, but the problem is that in the last 12 months, we've had 1,000 clinics open.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, easy 1,000 around the U.S.
What percentage did you say are genuine?
Of the new 1,000 that
No, of all of them. Of all the clinics, 10%?
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's probably 10% of the clinics out there are genuine.
Rick, you have a question. Go ahead, Rick.
I do, and thanks so much, Tom, for your show, and thanks for having Dr. Centeno on. I've followed your website for a little over a year now, and I found you under Regenix. Are you still associated with that, or?
Yeah, I still am.
Okay. My question is, I had a knee, a torn meniscus, and I had arthroscopic surgery 3 years ago.
I did, too, on both knees.
Really?
Yeah.
And is there a point at which stem cells are most effective? In other words, I don't want to wait too long before I look at stem cells, or does it matter?
Well, wait a minute. You said, did you have them repaired?
Well, no, my meniscus was torn, so, I'm 57. I was 54 at the time. So they, cleaned it up and... Well,
yeah, they repair. When I say repair, they usually just smooth it out so it doesn't keep tearing. Isn't that how they do it, Dr. Centeno?
Yeah, it's a partial meniscectomy, so they take out really the torn piece. Is what they do.
But they keep it from tearing further, right? Is that what happens when you take it out or not?
Not really.
Okay.
There's more research. So just to let you know, right now the research shows that the surgery itself doesn't work.
Well, then why did it relieve my pain?
I think if we'd have locked you in the room and put you in a knee brace and sent you to physical therapy, you would have probably had the same result.
Really?
There's large randomized controlled trials on this now, 3 of them, that were all published in New England Journal of Medicine. So
does stem cell work?
Really big stuff. Stem cells can be helpful in that scenario as well. To answer Rick's question, focusing on if you've had surgery in the past and it's just a single surgery, those patients tend to do fairly well. If they've had multiple surgeries on that joint, then we tend to see that they take a hit on outcome with stem cell therapy in that joint. You want to get it done sooner rather than later. If you wait too long and more osteoarthritis creeps in, that's when it can be a problem.
So if I came to your office, will you do an evaluation to see where I'm at?
Yeah, well, let's talk about the process. Hold on. I do want to talk about the process. Does it cost anything to go and get looked at, or are there consultations, and how it works, the actual process? The clinic's number is 303-963-9201. That's 303-963-9201. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Water filtration is one of...
So PRP, when you go give blood and you give platelets, are you just doing that and then re-injecting that in there? Yeah, I mean, it takes time, obviously, to get the platelets out. when they do it at the blood place, I mean, they take it out.
No, that's not what they're doing.
Well, they're doing platelets.
Well, they do have platelets. Those are called usually packed platelets.
Okay.
So what they'll do there is they'll take lots of blood and then basically create almost like a PRP and put it into a blood bag, and you give that to someone who's got a very low platelet count and they're starting to bleed as a result. So those are called packed platelets.
Okay, so it's a little different than.
It's a little different, but not that different. Similar, just higher volumes and given for different reasons.
But you take the people's own blood out, spin it, and then do some other stuff.
We do, yeah.
Okay.
And then we can concentrate it a little bit, concentrate it a lot, depending on what it is we're treating, how old the patient is. If they're older, you concentrate it more.
Going to the bone marrow and hip, he says.
For the stem cell stuff, yeah.
How do you get in there?
You get blood?
What you do is you take a trocar, it's like a thick needle, and most people think of
I have not done that.
Bone like
shove your blood back in and you get cold.
So you just take this and it just goes right in,
so it drops,
and then you're drawing out what looks like thick blood. It's called a bone marrow aspirate.
To drill a hole in it like I was thinking.
No.
It will go in.
We'll just go in.
How far in is it? Because I know when I have these fusions,
it's crazy. I saw it the other day. I didn't think much of it. I didn't know you had 6 ribs.
They're not going far enough in to hit marrow.
It looks like it's over a
No, they are getting some marrow with that.
Apparently
that's more the structural plus.
He attacks.
So we're just going in about maybe
and he's an MD.
Not much, just a little bit.
He's a doctor.
And we're right through the cortex, the outer.
He was. Of course he was.
And then we're pulling out the.
But they said it had nothing to do with
bone marrow aspirate, which is a liquid part. There's a structural part, and then there's liquid.
You gotta really love your grass strings, or really hate your neighbors.
That lady, I wish I had a neighbor. My dad's 90, and he's in perfect health.
And they've been like living
that's good. Good genes.
Has all his teeth.
Yeah, it says the
We
real
for
motivations.
generations.
Having older.
And having everyone in the 90s.
Oh, it says that real motivation.
Well, that's what they're
all of a sudden
pretty much
It almost has to.
concluded.
It almost has to.
Everything's happened to me.
6
or 9 months and still have
was aggressively anti-Trump, anti-GOP in his social media, calling for the impeachment of the president.
Rattlesnake bit twice, brown recluse dead, shark dead. I mean,
Fry Trump's gonads.
Yeah, this is political. But I'm still here.
This is definitely political.
Is that wrong?
Yeah, I think our oldest patient was like 92.
I'll still do that. I'll still hike fucking ass.
In the mountains a couple hours a day. It's pretty amazing.
My dad.
Maybe she'll send another
right now in the winter.
email.
Climbs once a week back there, Camelback.
I can't wait for you to meet my parents.
It's serious criminal matter, man. That dude's gonna be facing some serious stuff.
Hello, it's Clint.
I sent you everything you need to know. Price, location, discount guarantee. What the F else do you want? Now go to Costco.
Let them transfer your dead relatives. This guy's even more eloquent than he was before.
She said she had other emails. I told her, yes, send them. I'll forward them.
I'm not here with
Okay, we gotta go back to her.
I am not here with a paper hat, name tag, and apron to kiss your ass.
Okay, we gotta go after this guy. Did you call that jerk business guy with the email? Because he sent so many bad ones. Did you call him?
But there must be another one.
Oh, so it's all scam. Thank God she didn't. What do? You send away all your videos and then what?
So he's not local.
Are you going to be available?
You want me to record this?
Can we try on the internet to find one?
Well, I'm here.
Okay, well, tell Anitra we're going to come back to her.
There's got to be no this guy.
He's
probably not in the country.
I don't see it.
Back in June, you started the base of Sherry.
I can try to get them.
I sent you everything for the
What?
This hour is brought to you by somebody knocking another one out.
Yeah,
For
it's
the product there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, they're not going to call and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Able to take statin
Yes, that's
medications
insane,
due to
man.
side effects? You may be eligible for a
Those that
clinical
called me back.
research study being conducted to test the safety and
Go to
effectiveness
Costco.
of an investigational
I'm
medication.
suggesting
I'm not going to
Costco.
wear an apron and kiss your ass.
CPD events such as heart attacks and strokes, for patients with
sent
or
you
at
to
risk.
I bet it's a deal you send away your tapes to this idiot, and in the next call you get is, hey, you want your tapes back?
For CBD,
Send me another 500.
2 or more statins and meet additional study criteria. Qualified participants will receive all study medication and study-related care from a dedicated team of medical staff at no cost. Health insurance is not required to participate. To find out more and to see if you qualify, call Lindsay in Denver at 720-729-7074. That's 720-729-7074.
I just forwarded you another string from that film reel guy. Just read the first part where he calls her a pain in the ass. It's freezing in here.
New windows, new siding, a new sunroom. This fall, you can save on all of them with Champion's Fall
Once he knew he wasn't scamming her, then
30% off new Champion windows, 25% off siding and sunrooms, plus 60-month low-interest
You
financing.
have tried
Every
throwing down
American
to the price sheet. Nope. You impatient pain in the ass.
My God.
Just wait till you see the shit job you're going to get. Good for you. Good for you. Merry Christmas.
Wait, this is to her?
Yeah.
No, let's look them up on the internet. See if there's any reviews on them.
There's no one there. It's fake, man.
What's the name of the place?
Fake news.
What's the name of the place?
Film, video, audio restoration.
Film,
video, audio restoration. They got it. Wait. That's where you send it to.
It's fake.
Oh, it's absolutely fake. Go back that address.
The actual name is on the. Did you find?
Big Spring, Texas.
What is the name of the place? The name of the place. The business name. The actual.
Real Film Productions.
Is there a website?
I don't. Here, I can copy it.
Just tell me.
She doesn't. It doesn't. I don't see one here.
Well, where's his address?
I don't think the address is right because it says Spring, Texas. There's a Big Spring, Texas, but there's no spring.
Are you sure?
Texas is a pretty big place. Sure. I remember just recently.
Did you know you can fit everybody in the world into Texas and each of them get 1/4 of an acre?
That is not true.
Really?
Oh, that's not true. Everybody in the world.
Everybody.
There's 7 billion people.
Come on.
That would mean 1/4. That means there's
no.
a billion
Families.
acres.
Families.
Oh,
Hold on, I'll get the exact stat.
Okay. So there is a website, Real Film Production, I think it is.
Well, did she find him on a website?
Location of all these states, really? He has a location.
Did she find him on a website?
Yes, she said she did.
Get the website.
Okay, here's the deal. Ready?
No, what is it?
RealFilmProduction.com.
Every person, 7 billion people, every person would get 1,084 square feet.
Real what?
That's impressive, isn't it? That is a big state.
I was thinking Alaska. There's a lot of people in the cold.
RealFilmProduction.com.
He wanted to run a business. Then he said, I want to start my own shop. Now, Mitch and his team, they're fabricators.
This is the thing. There's no
Okay, RealFilmProduction.com. Did you see it?
Yeah, but there's no phone number or anything.
Buy what you need, and you don't have to go to
And
the
locations
big
here.
ugly warehouse.
That
Maybe
address.
check your home.
He's in Germany. He's in Germany. It's in Germany, right? RealFilmProductions.com says Germany.
Texas address they have.
Right, RealFilmProduction.com. It's in Germany. It's a German company.
Combat boots and a
Well,
giant helmet and going to a warehouse.
you're-
You're meeting in your home.
You're thinking
Now,
there's
purchase
some
it.
realness
Get it
to it
for free.
besides their website.
386-5919. 386-5919.
Why is it under Colorado?
I just went, it said state regions. I just hit
Got every state listed.
I didn't see it being a German company, but I
Yeah,
didn't
I
pay that
know.
close attention either.
Go back to that address they had again in Texas. That doesn't. Even the.
I put real, the other real, so that's why.
FM.
Now, Tom Martino on 630.
That address.
This says not found. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Pro Auto Care, your car nannies. If you want to be taken care of, Pro Auto Care. Al Aramis and his team will do what it takes to keep your car running well, keep records, and then send you friendly reminders just like you're part of the family. Like you got an oil change coming up, or you may want to check this or check that. They do all of the factory service, and the only thing you really have to go to a dealer for is for warranty work, really. I mean, Pro Auto Care does a great job, and Al and his team will always strive to do the best and to do it efficiently and with value. Sometimes you just need something you have to watch. Other times you need something right away. And that's the joy of having a regular shop to go to whenever you need help. And he has 36,000-mile roadside assistance in between. So it lasts for 36,000 miles. So every repair you get virtually, you have this roadside assistance in between. That's Pro Auto Care. 303-ProAuto.com. 303-ProAuto.com. And, of course, that's the phone number. 2 locations near Evans and I-25, near Bowles and Santa Fe. 303-PRO-AUTO. So we have stem cells that we're talking about with Dr. Christopher Centeno Schultz. Before I start, though, I want to give out this number. If you want to do something meaningful this holiday season, we have the first thing going on here that we support, and I'm telling you 100% of every dollar goes to help people. In fact, the pastor, Pastor Lauren, has a full-time job in addition to his ministry. So Pastor Lauren and his wife Kathleen work diligently and with passion at East Denver Bible Baptist Church. They have an outreach for Thanksgiving that you can help with. All you have to do is call, and they'll tell you what you can do. You can volunteer time, or you can help go round up some homeless people for dinner. They have certain places they go to get them. Or you can donate food, turkeys, vegetables, fruit, pies, milk, everything you can think of, potatoes, butter, everything you would need to fix a Thanksgiving dinner. If you want to help out either with donations or time, here's a number, 303-916-3214. 303-916-3214. Welcome to the show, everyone. We got lots going on. We have this problem that I can't believe I'm going to go to in a second here about this review. This woman wants to make a review on a company, and she said the guy threatened to sue. And I wondered, why do you want to make a review on this guy? You haven't used him yet, right? And she said, is that legal if I haven't used him to do a review? It certainly is. I think doing a review on this company will be a waste of time, and we'll let you know why in just 1 minute. But Rick has another question for our Dr. Schultz, or Dr. Centeno, I mean. Go ahead, Rick. What is your question?
So 2 questions. Is the results from the stem cells quite good, and does it last quite a long time? And secondly, since you've been in this field for so long, what's on the horizon? Is there anything that's coming up with stem cells that is going to make them even more effective than they are now?
Good questions.
Yeah, so as far as the results go, a lot of that's going to depend on what we're treating, but let's say general knee arthritis in someone that has had 1 surgery, yeah, the results are usually pretty good. How long does it last? 2 to 5 years per treatment is generally what we get. But again, obviously I'd have to know a bit more about what's going on with you. As far as what's going on in the future, I think we're going to see all sorts of cool things. In fact, there was just a big thing done yesterday where
what do you think?
Some kid had a genetically modified stem cell transplant because he had no skin, and they regrew pretty much most of the skin on his body.
Wow. And how's it coming for diabetics? I know they're doing the thing with pancreas.
Yeah, for diabetics, there are multiple clinical trials ongoing, and if you're type 2 diabetic, I think right now it's working better than if you're type 1, the type 1 being the diabetes you get when you're a kid, the type 2 being the diabetes you get as an adult. But yeah, lots of things coming down the horizon, lots of cool research being done, and I think we'll see some very big advances in the next 10 years, even the next 5 years.
Okay, so basically the horizon looks good, and even what's going on now looks good. But I can't wait until it's really embraced and insurance starts paying for it. That's going to be a good thing. Okay, I know people have been waiting a long time, but this thing with Amitra, I can't believe it. Amitra, how did you stumble onto this company? By the way, it's probably not a local company.
Yeah, I figured that out. I Google searched it, and I just put it. I did put in Fort in Colorado as part of my Google search, trying to find a local, and it came up. And so I just went to the website, and there you go. That's how I stumbled on it.
Okay. I can't believe the emails. Mark, talk about some of them, and then use the word.
I can't even use the language.
Well, no, you can use the insinuation here on some of the stuff he said. Just use the insinuation.
I sent you everything you need to know. Price, location, discount, guarantee. What the F else do you want? Now go to Costco and let them transfer it. Your dead relatives.
Yeah.
And that one's actually tame.
No, but he's vulgar. He's nasty.
I'm not here with a paper hat, name tag, and apron to kiss your ass. I know think it's just one thing after another.
How did it? All you asked about was, pricing and stuff. The guy was just. Why did he get so rude?
It's all fake, and she asked genuine questions.
Yeah, I think he got rude because I told him I wasn't going to use his company. I tried to give him a little feedback because I felt like the emails were hard to read and it was hard to figure out what he needed from me for information. And I'd been struggling with that. And so I tried to give him some kind of frank feedback, but not rude. Or at least I didn't feel like it was rude.
Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. But you know what? It's not a problem.
There's no phone
what
number.
I mean is there's no
nothing.
phone. I doubt it's a real company. I doubt it's a real company.
Yeah, I think if you sent your tapes off, you'd be very unhappy.
Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it is a total scam.
Dan said, and he actually alluded to it in his email. I mean, Costco does most of this stuff. Why wouldn't you just go to Costco?
Well, not 16 millimeter.
Dan says
16 millimeter. Dan.
Well, 8.
You had 8 millimeter film? Really? Do you think they do VHS? And old videotapes?
They do most of it.
There are some really hard stuff. There's really some hard stuff to get transferred. Like, listen, whatever you do, Amitra, just don't have anything to do with the guy. And I'd put all kinds of reviews up about him. He's not even real. I'm so sorry for the wait, Heather. What's happening with you? Heather, I hope you're there. I hope you put the phone down.
Here.
I'm so sorry. We've had so much going on. What's happening?
I am just because we got lied and our money stolen from a landscaper.
Oh, no,
and his
another one.
employees actually showed up while I was waiting on the phone for you, saying that they had never been paid.
Wait a minute. Okay, Heather, you got to start at the beginning. How'd you find the guy?
We knew him casually as an acquaintance through church.
Oh, my goodness. Does he go to your church?
He left the church we were going to, and then we were church shopping, and it turned out he was going to the church that we were trying again. So we said, it must be like a divine appointment.
What's the name of his company?
Shaw Landscape, LLC.
Shaw, and what did you pay him?
We paid him $7,000, a little bit over $7,500.
Now, do you have proof of that payment?
Yes, we did it on a credit card.
Oh, my God. Did you already contest it?
Yes.
Oh, good. Make sure you stay on top of that. Who's the issuer of that credit card?
Chase.
That's good. They're good. Okay, now, I'm so happy you did a credit card. I am so happy. What did he do for you for that money?
Well, we did it on a credit card because my husband's a very smart man.
Good.
Shaw Landscape, he came, we signed a contract with him on August 17th. He promised he'd get it done starting August 28th within 2 weeks. He never showed up. I tried to cancel, and he told me that he had already ordered our supplies because we put 25% down up front, and that we couldn't cancel because he'd be out all
and then
money.
What?
And then when I said, all right, well, you need to show up, he planted some trees in my backyard very poorly.
When?
They all died.
When?
On November 15th, or September 15th.
That's just a while ago, okay. Some trees. Then what?
And we paid him the remaining 25%, another 25%.
Why would you do that if you had all this trouble?
Because he kept telling us.
Wait a minute. So you did another $2,500?
Yeah. Well,
you act surprised. We hear this more than people expect.
Right. Then, okay, you should have gone to the referral list. I say that a million times, but I'll keep saying it. You know why? Because if I help just one fool out there, it'll be worth it. So, Heather, what I want to know is, after the $2,500, what happened?
He had people coming out sporadically and for only a few hours at a time.
All right. Hold on. We got to call him. Just Suzanne, get on that line and try to get a number for him and call him. We'll come right back and talk about more of this. Oh, Mark, are you getting tired of this? Honest to God, this is a joke almost. It's almost a joke.
The weird part is that psyche when the job's going bad and they pay more. It's mind-blowing.
This is an epidemic, though. It is happening so much. Have we kept track of the calls we've gotten? All just in the past month.
What do I have, a supercomputer?
No, I mean, Suzanne, she has her call screening. I'm wondering how many, we actually should literally keep track of every single one of them.
Yeah.
People paid and did nothing. We should have a rolling list on sleazbrigade.com because of just a list. Money, nothing, money, nothing, money, nothing. It's unbelievable to me. Oh my God, it's getting to be almost a joke. You know what? Referralist.com, those people, they're not getting ripped off. How do you like that? Century RV is expanding, in addition to their Longmont location at, Colorado 119 turnoff north of Denver on I-25. In addition to that, they have a giant new warehouse in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. I am proud to represent Century RV. I've been doing it for years. They have new travel trailers starting at $99.95. That's right, for under 10 grand. A beautiful, brand new travel trailer. And then they have a huge selection of new and used Class A's and Class C's and fifth wheels and more. A large used selection. In fact, the largest in the state. On some of these units, they have deep discounts up to $50,000. Browse through 30,000 square feet of RVs with indoor comfort. Open 8 to 6. Convenient hours now. 8 to 6 at night. Monday through Saturday. It's all indoor. It doesn't matter what the weather is. Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Century RV in Lakewood and Century RV in Longmont. And here's the website. Century, as in 100, CENTURY, CenturyRV.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic
Drive
Center.
across Denver remains in pretty good shape. There is a crash coming in off Highway Alameda and South Sable. Watch out for...
You did that, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
He looks fucking guilty.
It could have been Deputy Dan.
You look guilty.
It could have been Deputy Dan. I would know better.
That Contractors Trust Act, are they nailing anybody on it?
No, never. Never.
Well,
no, they have in bankruptcies.
Hey, Mark, what did that message say that you sent?
Yeah.
Dan sent?
Yeah. So when let me tell you.
No, don't read it.
I'm going to auto forward him.
No, don't. Hey, don't you auto forward anything.
I'm going to go on there and fill out every email address you have.
That's an auto response.
It sounds like these district attorneys are...
Who? Hold on, we got to learn. Let's talk to David Salisbury, attorney at law.
Let's talk to David Salisbury, attorney at law, about estate planning. He does estate planning, wills and trusts, and all related probate law. David, let's talk about the documents that, you may have one, but a lot of people may have not even looked at it for years.
Tom, parents get wills done when their kids are young, and now their kids grown and have their own kids. And, if you haven't taken a look at your will in a number of years, you need to have it reviewed. I will review your will. I do not charge to review. I'll tell you what I see. I'll give you some comments. And then if you want me to do something, I will. But there's language, if you have grandchildren especially, there's language that needs to be in your will now if you haven't had anything done for a number of years.
You know what I love about David Salisbury? He does complimentary consultations, answers your questions. He'll even review your will complimentary. And if you need a will or you need something done, he does everything on a flat rate. He'll tell you what it will cost, and that's it. You get it done. I did my trust that way. I didn't have to worry about how long it would take. And then I had follow-up questions. I didn't have to worry about being billed again. He took care of it. 720-493-3911. 720-493-3911. That's David Salisbury, and of course you can find him on the referral list at referralist.com.
Affordable interest mortgage still has rates in the mid-3s. do that upgrade that you've been putting off, or pay off that high interest.
Madoff victims. I wonder if Rosen got any.
How'd they get it?
I don't know. They might have been collecting it for a long time. I mean, they reached out and clawed back everything they could.
Why keep putting it off when you can borrow money in the threes?
How much was it?
No, they recovered. Listen to this. They recovered $4 billion. This is just the first distribution. $770 million.
Wow. Do you think his wife? They took everything from her, right? Every dime.
No, she had a couple $1 million or something.
Yeah, and she got an apartment or whatever and stuff, but she says she's living in poverty.
Yeah, poverty. Well, I guess you're used to billions. That probably is poverty, huh?
We've been serving Colorado since 2001. Where it's all
And
about
then
you. It's
the
not
kid
just
killed
Colorado,
himself,
it's who
right?
we are. Get
One
the
of them.
respect you deserve. Affordable interest mortgage. 720-895-0500. NMLS.
That had to be the most unbelievable Ponzi scheme of all time. In fact, they should be called Madoff schemes now.
How did he do it for so long?
Fake, total fake entities, man.
You know, but how do you keep it going without running out of money?
Oh, they have money coming in? Never they know. Give a little bit who bitches. They keep on having people come in, and if someone starts complaining about money, they send them that, but they keep, everybody says, and he gets fake out what they did for the year. Yeah, you guys just made 15%.
Now send me the rest of your money.
Yeah, right, exactly. You got some neighbors?
A Drexel University professor blames the Texas massacre on whiteness, proving that higher education is indeed a cesspool. Join me Thursday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
Hey, Frank Duran.
Hey,
the real estate.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That's all you have to remember, and you'll never have a problem in real estate. If you're listing, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you're buying, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He has a team, but he oversees every single transaction, and you'll think you're his only customer. 303-920-1622. He has more positive reviews than any client that I have. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Mike's got a question for the good doctor, and go ahead, Mike.
Hello, sir. I am a 71-year-old senior citizen on a limited income, and I was wondering, I've been trying to find a research for bone marrow, and I can't find one anywhere.
What do you mean research for bone marrow? What do you mean?
Well, I'm not bone marrow. I'm talking about stem cells.
Oh, I see. What do you mean you need to find research? Do you have a computer?
Yeah, because I've gone on clinical trials, and I've gone everywhere on the computer.
And what are you actually...
talking about a research study.
You're looking for a study, right?
Oh, yeah.
He wants to be part of a study.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry for not getting that. Because you don't have enough money to do it, you'd like to be part of a study.
Right. It's very expensive, and I just can't afford it.
I see. What is your problem?
I've got a very bad lower back. Well, I've got real bad lower back, arthritis, discs, degeneration. I mean, I've got scoliosis. I've got a really bad back.
You know,
they want to operate, and I don't want them to.
Well, here's the problem with, with an operation. It's covered probably under Social Security.
So it's Social Security, and I'm on Medicare, but I'm not in Social. I'm not on.
That's Medicare. Medicare,
yeah,
Social.
I'm just on Medicare.
That's what I mean. That covers. It doesn't cover stem cell, which is too bad.
Yeah,
right, and that's why I wanted to go to research.
Doctor.
Yeah, and we have a couple clinical trials ongoing. Regrettably, not one that he fits into, but we actually have 3 going at the moment. So
3 going at the moment.
How would it work with scoliosis? So I'm curious.
Yeah,
scoliosis is.
We treat patients that have scoliosis, but we're not going to get rid of their curve.
Yeah, you can't, right? I mean, stem cells aren't at least. That
right.
would be a surgery.
Right. If it's really severe scoliosis and there's something structural that's got to be fixed, then that would be a surgery.
Right, and so most have mild cases or medium where the surgery, because the surgery is massive. I mean,
for scoliosis, it's a big deal.
It's rebuilding the spine with rods and stuff. It's terrible. So
and they want to go through my stomach and my back.
Yeah. Well, Mike, he doesn't have any trials, and I don't know of any, and likely they don't take a lot of people with multiple problems when it comes to studies.
Yeah, you're right. That's very, very true. It has to be very
targeted.
Very targeted. One thing.
And if you have a lot of things wrong, even if you have one thing that they're doing with the study, the other pain gets in the way. You're a mess, so to speak, and and so are most of us as we get older. And there's not any therapy for being a mess. But I will tell you this, Mike, seriously, what is your major problem right now? What is your major problem?
Well, I just got my lower back hurts a lot, and I get a lot of pain, like sciatica. In
elderly people, now I'm not saying this is your case. Usually, the top 3 reasons for pain is tightness, meaning you can't do it all at once, but you haven't stretched over your life and you haven't stayed limber. Stretching is so important. Overstretching is not. Some people think, oh, I'll do yoga. Sometimes hyperextension will hurt you, but stretching is more beneficial than exercising. Now, movement is important too. Some people, because of the pain, they start limiting their movement, and the pain increases because they don't work through it. So stretching, mild stretching until you get to a point where you can really stretch. Some movement like walking and stuff like that, or swimming is wonderful. And then the other thing is nutrition. You got to do away with all the glycation, all the inflammatory sugars and carbs like that. And I'm telling you, listen, I have a doctor sitting here and I'm trying to talk and he's probably laughing, but I'm telling you, those are 3 very basic things you can do to help yourself, really.
3 good things.
Yeah, I mean, they really do help. People do not understand the benefit of stretching. Stretching, from the time you're middle-aged, if you start doing it and keep it up, stretching alone can just help because you just keep moving. And people have a tendency to limit their movements over time. You notice they take smaller steps and they just limit, and it's self-limiting.
How about yoga?
Because of discomfort and pain. Yoga's fine if you don't. Well, you know the problem with yoga, right? You probably see some of it.
Yeah, we see some patients injured by yoga. So
if you overextend,
just as with any other exercise or sport, though, right?
Overextending is the problem. Yoga is actually wonderful for stretching and for circulation. But some of them get into too much. I mean, when you get older and when you're hyperextended and you're younger, it almost feels good because it releases some of those endorphins and it starts feeling good. But as you get older, that's lack of stability. Isn't that hyperextension a lack of stability? You can see a lot of injuries from people who overstretch.
Yeah, my guess, for instance, is this gentleman probably has what's called stenosis, meaning that the spinal canal gets too small. So overstretching in that scenario might not be the best thing.
No. And again, we have any kind of questions you want answered here on stem cell, because we have one of literally the pioneers in stem cell therapy, the first in stem cell therapy happens to be right here. Mike, go ahead. What is your question? Mike?
Yeah, hey, Tom.
Hey, good, man. What's your question?
I got a question for the doctor concerning stem cell. I destroyed my ankle when I was 18 years old. Long story. Up to now, I have no cartilage in my ankle. It's bone on bone down there. Pretty much naturally fused. Got minimum movement left. Down to a couple options on it, which is a fuse or chop it off and move on. I'm an actor.
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean chop it off? Literally chop it off?
Ankle replacement.
What I've been told, there's not much you can do.
Is there? No, there's an ankle replacement, doctor. Is there an orthopedic ankle replacement or not?
Yeah, he might be talking about ankle replacement.
Is that what you're talking about? Ankle replacement?
No, I've done that. I've talked to them all about it. I'm 43 and I'm a land surveyor, so I'm on my ankle all the time. They told me with the ankle replacements that are out there that I'd be in pretty much every month getting a new one. I'm not a candidate for them.
So they want to do an ankle fusion? Is that what they want to do?
That's what they want to do, and I'm not wanting to do that. So I'm looking at the option of the stem cells, seeing if there's any.
God, it sounds like way too far going. I don't know. Does stem cell do help after bone on bone, for goodness sakes?
It can. It tends to work better in bone on bone knees. It tends to work least well in bone on bone hips. And bone-on-bone ankles are somewhere in between those two. You know, as an example, without knowing an awful lot, I'd say it's 50-50 as to whether a stem cell procedure would help this kind of ankle.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds, is there the expression too far gone? I mean, you know, it just sounds like you've waited for so long before you took serious steps. Stem cell therapy, when this started out, would have been wonderful.
Yeah, they didn't have it when I first did it.
Yeah, but
this
you know,
was almost 30 years ago.
Yes, sir, doctor.
Yeah, so certainly, if it's a bone-on-bone ankle, most of those, again, I would say it's 50-50. About half of those we can help, about half of those we can't.
You help with pain, but not with structure, do you? Does it actually rebuild something?
It's not going to regrow him a new ankle.
Right, or a cartilage.
Right.
So how does it help, is what I'm asking.
So for many of these patients with ankles like this, they're unstable. The ligaments are loose, so we can usually tighten those down pretty well through injection.
Okay.
And then it's really just cleaning up that nasty witch's brew of chemicals that are inside that joint. Now, it's not going to last forever, maybe 2 to 5 years.
All right. Let's talk to Brent Ivinson at Ideal Home Loans. And specifically, since we're coming up on Veterans Day, let's talk about how you help veterans. Brent.
Well, you know, Tom, there's so many great mortgage programs for veterans with eligibility. It's one of the most aggressive and flexible products that we have in the industry, and I'll give you a couple of examples. You know, if you're looking to buy and you have eligibility as a veteran, you can finance 100% of your home's appraised value, and the great news is, all with rates in the high 3s. So if you're looking to refinance, you can also borrow 100% of your home's appraised value to consolidate bills, pay off debt, get money out for home improvements. It really is one of the easiest products to qualify for, and it is one of the most flexible products that we have in our industry. And for all that veterans do for their service, all that they've done for our country, it's a great, great product and a great, great benefit that they have as a result of their service.
And that is right from the owner of Ideal Home Loans, Brent Ivinson. I urge you to call them. They always tend to put you, they intend and they do put you in a better position than you were before. They won't do it. They take a look and find a product best for you. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, or idealhomeloans.com.
From the Fox Business Network, on Wall Street, stocks are tumbling in afternoon trading, with technology and industrial companies suffering some deep losses. Among the
surgery might be
confirmation hearing for Jerome Powell's nomination to be chair of the Federal Reserve.
I could have done
I liquidated my one account. Yeah.
Well, it's come back. It's come back 100 points.
Yeah, but it was a minute ago. It was down. It's going back.
Mr. Powell will replace Janet Yellen.
Now is down?
It was down 2/3.
It's all on tax reform, and then I guess a bunch of
what are we talking about, Mark?
The Dow's down today.
Sales fell. It had a hard time.
Tax reform. So high, 23. I mean, that's less than 1%. Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, it's not. It's down 0.5% right now.
0.5%. Yeah. But it's still a big point. Yeah.
I think it's going to get worse tomorrow.
Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky.
So the tax reform thing stalled? Is that
you wanted to be a teacher?
It didn't stall. They're saying some of the big breaks for corporations won't take place until 2019, which is not going to do the kickstart. It's just an absurdity. You might as well start it in 2024, because it could all change again next year.
But at least if it's going to go in place, businesses could start planning for it.
Will they repatriate that money back?
That's a big thing.
They haven't showed that yet.
That's a big thing. I think that repatriate.
They were going to do it at 5%.
Oh, I thought it was 10%.
I thought it was 5. At 5, who wouldn't give it back? Just the safety of the government. American dollars are about the safest there is right now.
What is that island with all the money's offshore? Cayman? Yeah, God, I went in there right after a hurricane.
They got missed, yeah. But
no, about 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, 10 years ago, or 15 or whatever it was. They got nailed.
But it looks like a big one just wiped the whole thing on top of the bank and everything.
That 81, or not 80.
You guys are doing a spot about
Puerto Rico.
in about 15
That's a land opportunity.
Cheap property.
I bet they want to become a state now.
Okay, 15 seconds to spot.
Indeed.com. Are you hiring? Join over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. You can post a job in minutes and manage your candidates from Indeed. 195. Post your next job on the
Vital home services are a thing that you
really have to take note when something goes wrong, and best to do it before something goes wrong. Keep them maintained and in service. And plumb line services, I recommend for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And in drains, by the way, they have their own drain division. They're not subcontracting to someone. Almost every other company uses third parties. When it comes to plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, I'm going to tell you what they do. They're always on time, first of all, or you'll get a call and let you know their progress. They will always quote prices up front before any work begins for any job, and that price will not change. And then they offer 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Right now, you can save more than $2,000 on an AC furnace combination, and that includes some incredible utility company rebates and accessories, and also a 10-year parts and labor warranty. And don't forget the famous $149 electrician find, fix, or free. This is a no-lose situation no matter how you slice it. For $149, you get an electrician to your home to look at your problem and fix it with parts for $149. If it turns out to be major, and they can't do it because it involves multiple circuits, you'll get a full written report of what exactly is wrong, and you will pay nothing. So think about this. No matter what, either the problem's going to be fixed for $149, or you get a complete free diagnostic. This is PlumbLineServices.com. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family.
What kind of cereal should I buy?
How about something with more antioxidants, less
What did Bill Clinton, I just see that thing say about Trump? There was a little blurb on the side, that said Bill Clinton's comments about Trump were off the line.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Look for Grainberry cereals with amazing I've sorghum.
Looks like it went good
What's
with
trending? Let's talk about it. This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
All right, I want to put out one last shout out here. Please take this number down.
Shout out here. Please take this number down. If you can help donating food to this mission, it's wonderful. East Denver Bible Baptist Church. I've known Pastor Lauren for years. Pastor Lauren and his wife Kathleen do a wonderful job. Every penny they get goes to the ministry. He has a full-time job in addition to his ministry to take care of himself. So they really devote themselves to East Denver Bible Baptist Church. Please help them with their Thanksgiving dinner. We try to help them. They can use help anytime, really. They feed all year the homeless. They really do, and they have a food bank on Sundays. They have services and worship services. To help out for Thanksgiving, take down this number. You can donate food or take your children over there and volunteer. Let them know what you can do. It's a good lesson in life. 303-916-3214. 303-916-3214. That's 303-916-3214. Vernon, you have a question? Go ahead, and I think we were... No, is this a new one? Go ahead, Vernon.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What is your question, sir?
My question is on the stem cells. I'm a vet, and I went in and got a shot, which I had been getting a different type of shot in my ankle. One of your other callers had trouble with his ankle.
Yeah.
They said that the shot that I received, I actually asked if there was a stem cell program, okay? And they said yes. My question is...
At Veterans Administration?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, my question to the doctor is, how are the stem cells... how do you get the stem cells? Do you get them from the patient, or do you get them from... some other source?
Okay, Vernon, the only way to truly get the living stem cells is from you, because they can't ship stem cells. What the manipulation required to do that would be against federal regulations. So they have to get them from you, either from your bone marrow, which is the hip area, or your fat cells. But Vernon, that doesn't mean, though, that that's what will happen at VA. I can't believe they have a stem cell program.
Yeah, my guess...
Hold on, do they? Do you know of it?
Well, I think, again, probably what he got was an amniotic membrane or fluid injection. A lot of the physicians are confused because the sales reps will tell the physicians that this is a stem cell product.
Right.
But it's not. So I'm sure what happened was he talked to somebody who thought they were injecting stem cells. They injected dead amniotic tissue.
Vernon, do you qualify for the VA program?
Oh, definitely.
And I didn't know they had a stem cell program, but it may not be a full living stem cell program. Did they say they were going to harvest stem cells from you?
No, they did not harvest any stem cells. They came in with a small vial.
Yeah, it's an amniotic fluid, and what it is, it's derived from stem cells at some point, but it's not stem cells.
Well, Tom, it wasn't a fluid until they hydrated it. It was some type of dry substance.
What is that?
So there are dried products as well, and obviously living cells aren't like sea monkeys. So what that means is that
you can't add water.
You can't add water and get living cells for human cells. They would be dead.
Now, Suzanne, did you get the numbers of the people that couldn't hold? I mean, because I wanted to make sure we do have time
left.
For the
landscaper?
Yeah, oh, okay. What are we doing with that one?
I had to leave him a message. I gave him my direct line to call me back. What was the one you were talking about,
that's
Tom?
the one. That's the one. I wanted to make sure we let her know we're going to work on that, right, and get her back on. Because if this guy doesn't return calls, we're going to go to war with him. I mean, that's the one. That's a lot of money.
Got it.
And that's another one with the Contractors Trust Act. And Clint is working on one with the 11 grand Mendoza on the Contractors Trust Act. And then we also had a follow-up from Clint with the movers, but we didn't get to it. If we can get her back, we might have a few minutes for that.
I'll try again. I've tried her a few times,
Okay,
Tom.
good. Thanks. Chad, what's happening with your driveway? Chad?
Yeah. How you doing, Tom?
What's going on, man, with your driveway?
Not much, man. Basically, I had a house built by Premier Homes, and I moved in beginning of June. Well, I started noticing a lot of cracking going on, and now that I've been in the house 5 months, it's gotten a lot worse.
Okay, I'm trying to find the pictures here. Go ahead.
Okay. I brought it to the builder's attention, and the super actually came out to look at all of it and said that what I was seeing was normal, and those are just shrinkage cracks, and that there's nothing wrong with the concrete.
You remember Shrinkage, George and Seinfeld? Shrinkage. Anyway, if anybody knows Seinfeld, I mean, these guys are Seinfeld freaks over here on my left. So let's find out. I'm trying to look at the pictures, but tell me what's happening to the concrete. Is it actually crumbling?
It is in some spots. The top surface is coming off.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
I've had one concrete company out there and said they didn't follow any.
Wait, maybe this isn't yours. I don't know. Suzanne, is it a one with a ton of pictures?
It sure is, Tom.
Yeah,
it's a bazillion pictures.
Oh man, let's see. You even took one of your yard for some reason. Okay. Okay, I see all this cracking. Wow, this is not normal. Now some of it's normal. You're taking some of it's normal. Some of it is just sloppy. The sloppy and normal you're not going to do much with. And then there are some defective parts. This is a terrible job. This is a terrible job.
And that's what I've been told. I got a couple statements, one from a contractor here in the Springs that took a look at it, and then I actually had a concrete company out there as well and said it's by no means industry standards.
Well, here's the thing. Who's the builder? Premier
Homes.
Well, what are they going to do about it? They said nothing, right?
Nothing, basically. And in fact, they know about the problem, but they have not gotten them back.
Well, they'd have to jackhammer the entire thing out.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. And okay, hold on a sec. Unbelievable. This is terrible, terrible. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. I want to tell you about that since we're doing kind of a medical show. This is right up this alley. What I love about them is they do not do the veneers that everyone's doing. Now, not that veneers are bad. They're actually beautiful and have a place. But a mouthful of veneers could literally cost you $60,000. Well, when you go to Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, they actually widen the palate. Dr. Kent Lawson has proven that your palate does not fuse. Even as an adult, using mouthpieces over a period of time, you can widen your palate, which straightens your teeth. Then he aligns your jaw, and the finishing touches are used with Invisalign braces. And guess what happens? You get straight teeth and an aligned jaw and a beautiful smile for pennies on the dollar compared to those veneers, that mouthful. Now listen, here's the best part. Because you're straightening your jaw and widening your palate, it helps with most sleep apneas and with TMJ. It's a wonderful process because it's so short, just 2 years. It doesn't take 5 or 6 years. You got to call them. 303-690-0100. If you're looking for a straight, beautiful smile for value and something that doesn't take long, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, the new orthodontics, 303-690-0100.
This report is brought to you by Office Depot Office Max.
There's a few slow spots in the Highway Drive in the metro area. A couple of trouble spots popping up, too.
We can't get that lady back.
We got her.
Good. Which one is she?
We just got her. We're going to come right out to her.
Okay.
16-I-25. Crash northbound Santa Fe near Florida. And a crash being cleared Alameda and South Sable. The weather forecast: sunny and Rockies in 30. Near 54. Tonight, clear skies, an overnight low of 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high near 60. Right now, we've got mostly cloudy skies in the Mile High City, and we're sitting at 33. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 15. Hey, Hal, you've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot office.
Wow, what a nice day.
Treat yourself to great
Turns out.
furniture. Like maybe a new
Rockies in 5. I got a meeting later today.
Office Depot, Office Max.
Mark that guy. Rocky's Autos is at 63rd and Federal.
Rocky's Autos is at 63rd and Federal. What a beautiful day to go car shopping. Here's the good part. If you're going to put a Christmas bow on it, they even have that. That's right, a giant Christmas bow. Well, you can borrow maybe. You can't keep it. Those things, those deals right now are extraordinary. I'll tell you why. They buy those cars at such discounts compared to other dealers. Other dealers can't keep up. And the way you prove it is shop. You're right. They want you to. But then go to Rocky's, please, and keep track of exact, options and makes and models, so when you do compare, you know what you're comparing. And Rocky's loves it because they know they're going to get the business. So shop and then put Rocky's on the list, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. They have variety, not just in makes, models, and price ranges and colors, but also in financing. 40 lenders to choose from. So you find a loan right for you. Everything is done 100% before you leave. They don't play a game where they deliver that car and then call you back with a bunch of problems, make you bring in more money, or pay for use of the car. That crap doesn't happen. Rocky's, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and I have the privilege again to speak with another satisfied client of Advanced Tax Solutions. And
they're not going to do anything for this guy. They're never going to jackhammer this. These builders don't have enough profit margins to do that. They're on a shoestring. And almost every single home has defective concrete. It's getting ridiculous.
One of our clients is texting me, is wondering if stem cell helps Julian. Is it Julian Barr?
Oh, Guillain-Barré.
I've never heard that before.
Guillain-Barré.
It's paralysis, right?
Yeah, we don't treat that. It's not something I've heard being treated.
Okay. Okay.
Isn't that? I heard that was a temporary thing.
I think it's refreshing hearing him say something like that compared to the other people. How about that? Oh, that'll fix that.
Everything. Bone on bone. Doesn't matter. You'd lost an arm.
I broke my arm. My bone's missing.
No, he says so many things, so many times, no, it doesn't have good results.
I asked that guy who was in there, and he said, I don't see it ever not helping. Oh, he did. He did. He said
never. I lost my leg in the war. Oh, man, a couple shots and grow back.
And you don't have to even get it in the spot. It just knows where to go.
Yeah, it's all magic.
I've heard that. It knows where to go.
Yeah, well, drawn like a magnet.
Are there any benefits to systemic stem cell injections?
The problem is there's a pulmonary first pass. So what that means is they go to your lungs. So 97% of those cells, if they're living mesenchymal stem cells, will end up in your lungs. And what happens?
then they hang out there for a while and maybe create growth factors, but that's when they get trapped. So if you've got a lung problem, it's good. If you've got a toe problem, they're not going to get to your toe. If you've got a brain problem, they're not
But they
gonna
say
get
it's
to your
just
brain.
for general health. It'll do wonders for you systemically.
I don't know. It may. No one knows that at this point. You never know.
How can you take that shit?
I do like what's interesting. I did love the sea monkeys. Meeting
I did too.
Remember that powder, you put the water in, and then all the cells come to life.
And he thought he was getting stem cell.
The sea monkeys, I remember that comic book.
Yeah.
No, you could buy them.
They're still around. They're still around. They still
Don't they really come alive?
They do. They're brine shrimp. They come alive.
They have a shrimp.
How
they're
do
not
they do that?
monkeys.
There's a specific type of shrimp that evolved to be able, when the water levels went down, to lay eggs, and those eggs would live when the water came back up.
Just evolution.
They evolved that way.
They're doing that.
Human cells don't do that.
You use it for feeding your fish because they come alive.
What is if you ate sea monkeys? Would they come alive inside you?
I don't know.
Would they fill your stomach up?
Is
Is it a meal or more of an appetizer?
It's a snack.
Well,
the protein.
Nanotechnology is doing some amazing stuff. Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Angela.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Angela, and let's do this rather quickly, although it is important to us. Angela, your story was a living nightmare. Explain what happened briefly, Angela, your problem.
Yes, my movers had promised to deliver my goods from Arizona on Halloween, and it's now, of course, the 9th.
And didn't you buy a complete semi? Didn't you pay for the entire truck? Yes. Because you didn't want to be nickeled and dimed or lied to about weight. So you said, what will it cost to fill up that semi? And a bottom dollar, I want to know their exact amount.
They told me it would be, with storage, 60 days, around $15,000.
Yeah, and then you wanted it collected, and you wanted it delivered, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, we're delayed.
Yep, they said the truck was broken down in Albuquerque with no estimate of time for delivery.
I didn't think there was a prayer. Clint, what happened? Quickly, sir. What went on?
Okay, first of all, this Colonial Van Lines, Angela, you're right about it. I called them 7 times. There's no customer service. They won't call us back at all.
So what do we do?
Well, Angela let me know we did find the subcontractor.
Really?
Little one-woman operation. She's got one truck.
And she worked for Colonial?
Well, yeah, she took the bid from Colonial, and of course she got a fraction.
So Colonial was nothing more than a dispatcher.
They're an aggregator only.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
An aggregator. Okay, then what happened?
And she got one truck, and she did have some bad luck. She got a late model Freightliner that broke down.
Okay.
But she did go over and above to get this truck fixed as fast as she could. She paid to keep the driver and the people there in hotels so they could get out of there. She paid to have the first place the truck was taken to.
So she's not a bad guy?
No. As a matter of fact, she paid for that. She paid an extra tow bill to have it moved to a shop that could get it fixed faster.
Yep.
And she paid for expedited parts to get it on. And the truck is on the road.
And it's going to get her stuff?
Today.
Now, how's that, Angela?
That's great.
That's really
wonderful.
great. And you know what's really good is cutting through this aggregator and actually finding the person. And we're going to put you in touch with that person so you'll be able to have some communication. So isn't that nice?
Yes.
So let us know how everything goes, and Clint will be calling you, and he'll give you that information on who actually has your stuff.
Okay, wonderful.
Great, Angela. I love stuff like that. Now, here's the deal. When you call a mover, as Mark calls them aggregators, that's what they're called, you almost always get an aggregator. You're not getting the person doing the work. I tell you, never use an aggregator ever. Ever. Because they don't care who they give the work to. They don't care. You're not dealing with Colonial. There's no such thing as Colonial. One time you might get a good subcontractor like this time. Another time you might get 2 guys in a truck who run away.
But that's actually a little arguable. The subcontractor, I mean, they only had one truck. It broke down. They are coming through, which is great.
Well, what I'm saying is she's not a bad person.
No, but this woman has still been waiting a long time.
I know. It sucks. Don't use an aggregator. Use a company that has their own trucks and does their own work, and that I don't even like international or national companies, that have interstate companies that have local agents, because you don't know that local agent. Now, somebody that's big enough to have one, that's okay. You know, big enough to have agents around, and that agency owns their own office in other cities, that's different. go directly to the mover. Okay, by the way, Centeno Schultz Clinic, 303-963-9201, 303-963-9201. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me. Never worry about breakdowns with Pro Auto Care. You'll have total peace of mind knowing you'll never be stranded because Pro Auto Care...
They're doing the head is stupid.
I know, but they do it.
They do? What is it, half price?
Well, hold on. Was he frozen right at death or right before death? Because it seems to me that right after death is the hard part.
Yeah. Well, they do heads.
Yeah.
Just the head.
Yeah, which is stupid because they think they're going to have technology to bring it back.
Yeah.
To pop you on someone. Then how do you get the body, though?
So it makes
just some other poor sap?
They make the body. You know what? If you look at Star Trek, they communicate. So what do you need? The technology comes. If we can think of it, it comes.
Do you do seminars?
I don't think the heads are seminars, or
we do more meet and greet kind of thing.
let me know if you want to do one. Well, we ought to do one down here. We ought to.
I think it would be great.
What do you mean?
A meet and greet and talk to people.
Seminar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't even like the word seminar, but
how would you do that?
Well, we would you guys would get a place that you feel comfortable with.
Oh, and then you guys would do a radio thing from there?
And then, we would advertise it, and then I'd show up there with you and maybe another doctor. We'll advertise it as a meet and greet with no obligation.
Where they can ask questions.
And they can ask questions and come and see you. And if they want to make an appointment, they can even make an appointment.
I think we preference, one thing we haven't done is maybe preference was some
I don't know what we
price.
get as a turnout, but it would be worth just
Could
time.
you do like a little radio thing there? Or
Well, while we're there. Well, it depends. If we have it in the evening, doing a radio thing would be no good, but we could record for the next day, like talking to people or we could do all kinds of things. But
YouTube.
Or this brings up another thing. If we do a meet and greet during the show, like during the day, we could have Mark there or me there. It's car day. What does he want from you?
Oh, you want?
Oh, my simple.
So, see what I'm saying?
Dan said, do it yourself.
Is that we could do a radio thing in the story of the show? That would be worth it.
You know, after hearing about that VA thing, it sounds like a lot of doctors don't even know.
Yeah, the docs don't know.
Yeah.
And you would think that they would know that you could dehydrate.
I'm the rehab. Make sure you
really hope we did some good,
Hey, your basketball's not that good.
Hey. What you don't realize is I'm trying to miss.